Enteen. Oh, shit. We are live, baby. We are live. I know it's been a long time since you see me in this. It's Uncommon Commentators Podcast. I don't know the last time you saw us by myself. I was talking hoops, but now we back. It's NFL season, and we know the transition. This is pretty much season 3 of this podcast, and we're going to be talking about all sports. And I have a good friend of mine, David. We met through Twitch, like we just streaming MLB The Show, and we just
built
a
relationship. 7 years ago?
Was it 7
That's
years
crazy.
ago? Yes.
Yeah.
It was 7 years ago. Damn. It has been a while. I think it was MLB 17 when we met. I think that's when we met. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was. But we are here. I have put a tweet out that I wanted to start doing other things, talking about other sports besides basketball, and my man's hit me up and he was dead ass, and here we are. Like real quick, like we're gonna be talking about football here, but we're gonna be having a Bears weekly for all you Bears fans. And if you just want to tune in and just hear us talk about Bears football, every week we're gonna be doing it. Every week we're gonna break down the game. This is gonna be fun, the emotion. I'm a different person when it comes to football. Like I'm just every week. My wife be irritated. She know from now until December, she don't know what she gonna get come Sunday. Sunday night, she don't know what I'm gonna be like. She has no idea.
She knew it when she married you, though. That's the thing. That's the caveat, right?
She just never know. She know it's September. She know like every Sunday she'll know and be pissed off or be happy. She has no idea. But
and make sure that calendar is blocked.
All right. And listen, if you do invite me somewhere on a Sunday, please have a TV. That's the rules. I feel like that should be the rule.
Absolutely.
That should be the rule. You should have a TV. But man, I'm just once again, I'm thankful that you're here doing this with me, man. I love talking football, and I'm glad I'm finally talking about it on the podcast. Before we jump into things, man, just tell everybody about yourself. This is your first time and with this crew.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's David, obviously, from Chicagoland area, and lifelong Bears and Cubs fan. I mean, as long as I've really been engaged with the sports. Urlacher, one of my favorite players growing up, obviously had to go through the dark days as a Bears fan, but been making content for a few years on and off, and just a huge fan of football, baseball, and used to be basketball, but Jerry Reinsdorf is a whole nother story that I'm not going to get into. I refuse to get into. Somehow he makes the McCaskies look better. Somehow he does.
He does. Wait a minute. You don't fuck with the Bulls no more?
I do. I keep in touch here and there. I'm not going to watch every game. They don't deserve my attention for every game. But I will definitely tune in. Like the draft, I'm excited for Matas. He looks good. He looks fun. I shouldn't say he looks good. He looks fun. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Levine, I'm kind of, I don't know. I was his ride or die years ago. So I don't know. It's a very mixed bag with Levine, obviously, and the front office is so stubborn. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent here. I could go on for hours.
Listen, that's how I feel. People don't understand like the Bulls itself is just people be like, man, how are the Bulls? No, how the Bulls and the White Sox, man? It's like it's one person.
Yeah,
it's the owner. Nothing's going to change. I don't care if you get with the coaches, the GMs, it's the owner. So it's just, I feel for people. Now, people are happy when it comes to the Bears season. No matter if you're a Cubs fan, you're a White Sox fan, if you root for the Bulls or not, everybody root for the Bears. Everybody. Yes. I mean, I know it's some people here who are Packer fans. I get it. I know, but we all root for the Bears here. So it's like we are a Bears city regardless. I don't care how much other teams do stuff here. When the Bears win another Super Bowl, this place is going to burn down.
I will be driving down to Chicago, getting a hotel for 2 nights. You bet your ass I will be there the moment Caleb Williams delivers us a Super Bowl. Not if, but when.
Oh, this is going to be a fun pot. This is going to be a fun episode. He already riled up about Caleb. But if you knew about like when the Cubs won in 2016, what happened here? When the Bears do win the Super Bowl, whenever that does happen, the city is going to burn down. That's what's going to happen. People are not going to go to work. There's going to be no school in session. That's what's going to happen. And I'm so excited for the new era of Bears football. But we're going to talk about that later. We got other stuff. We got the whole league to talk about, the preview. We'll finish off with the Bears and their hard knocks. But we're going to start off with something, some news that just came out of nowhere. Which I understand, I get it. When you're in journalism, the NFL starts tomorrow for first game. So it's like, you know, let's put this news out. If you guys don't know, I don't know what media site. I think it was called O'Keefe Media. Yeah, dropped some news on the Commanders' VP of content. His name is Rael Enteen. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm wrong, if I'm not saying that right, forgive me. But he had I don't even know how to explain this. He went on I don't know if this is a date. I don't know what this is. It was a date. So he's on a date and he's being recorded. And this lady is asking him all type of questions. And like of course it has its headlines where I have one here. It says the content he labels Black Commander players homophobic and NFL players dumbest all hell. Called fans high school educated alcoholics. That is how this whole thing starts off.
Yeah.
And when you listen to it, listen and watch it, it gets worse. Like the headlines aren't even that bad. Once you start listening to what he's saying, and like, even in the screenshot of the article and the video, he's just throwing back. I don't think it's like a martini. That's what it looks like. So he is just full of alcohol, and she is just asking questions, and he is just yapping. Like,
yeah. And the crazy part about it, and like you said, it's different when you're reading what he says, and you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of bad. It's the way he says it, right? The way he says it is just so smug, so confident. Like, oh yeah, I've been here, I've seen all this, and it's just like, it's crazy to me how, like, don't get me wrong. Are there drunk idiots at NFL games? Sure.
Absolutely.
Of course there are. That's every sporting event known to man. That's part of the demographic. It's a small fraction. It's not a small fraction, but it is a fraction of that demographic. And, you know, they exist. Does it make up everybody? No. And regardless if it did, those are people that are putting money in your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, yeah. What else did he say, man? He said some other crazy ass shit. He said, what else did he have? Oh, he even said like when he was asked to describe Commanders players, Enteen says, quote, end quote, a big chunk is very low income African Americans that come from a community that is inherently very homophobic, end quote. He further explains, I love hip hop. Hip hop is very homophobic. It's a cultural thing that I hope gets better.
Yeah, I don't know. That's where you can definitely tell he's intoxicated, just because, I mean, like, are there songs that talk about this? Sure. Are there people in society that are homophobic? Sure. Yes. Why are you generalizing the whole genre? I have no idea. The ones that stood out to me, one of the quotes was when asked about the NFL's commitment to Black Lives Matter, pride, diversity, equity, inclusion, and he bluntly replies, it's to make as much money as possible. I kind of do see that part a little bit. I think there's part of it where, he's drinking the truth serum a little bit there. And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that, the NFL is trying to paint a better image. They've got all these people that they're allowing on short suspensions, domestic violence issues. You've got people committing all these crimes. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, how do they paint the NFL in a better image? Well, let's try to, appeal to a few categories, honestly. And then, yeah, they'll make money off of it. That's kind of a huge thing, too. You see it with, Black History Month, or, Juneteenth is another one, or, just June, Pride Month. In general, yes. These companies will just pound down.
They pander hard as hell.
Yeah. So if you want to try to pretend like you're supporting these causes, show who you're donating to, things like that. I don't know. But yeah, this whole situation is
it's just really crazy. Wild. It's the Commanders are always in the middle of some wild shit like this. There's always some sexual harassment, always some homophobic stuff, some racist stuff. Like, he goes on and on. Like, I really won't. I will put this link in the comments, in the description, and everything when everything is uploaded. If you guys want to go watch this video, because I do advise you, if you really want to know, like, watch the video, like, to get the whole picture, like, of him. Because how she's asking questions, and she'll ask a question, he'll answer it, and then she'll ask it in another way for him to, like, say it again so she can have it on camera multiple times. Like, it was just very, like, she had him going. I know she was flirting with him probably and just made him feel so comfortable. Yeah. He just knocking him back. Like, the drinks are it's just really insane what he was saying. But he said some other stuff. Like, he even talked about where he called, I don't know if you said it, he called Roger Goodell a puppet, a $50 million puppet.
Yeah, that was another one too.
He said that Jerry Jones really runs the NFL and he's the most racist one of them all. He don't like black people or gays. That's what he basically was saying in the video.
Wouldn't shock me.
That was not a shocker. Like, that tracks. I don't think anybody would actually, like, fight that one for sure. He also talked about in the video of where a situation happened over at, I don't even know if it's really still called FedEx Field. It might be called something else, but he was talking about a situation where I guess waste fell on fans and at the stadium, and he said that he had to basically go on social media and basically say, like, it wasn't waste. They pretty much covered this shit up. Like, that's insane, because I've never, any, like, Commander fans, anybody in the DC area, like, let me know if this, like, if y'all even heard about some shit like that. Like, I haven't seen, like, a TikTok video or nothing about this. He talked about it on there. So I guess he said it happened a couple seasons ago. That is insane. Now, I will say that is one of the shittiest stadiums in the NFL. I will say that. It's a piece it's a terrible stadium.
I remember when they were having the flooding issues 2 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Bears had it too. I saw that all over TikTok.
Bears, yes.
But some of these stadiums, it's just, I'm hoping that with the Commanders and their new ownership coming in, they're building the roster on the field in a positive, direction. And I'd like to hope that with this firing, they're able to kind of do that from within too, because it starts at the top. If you're not right at the top, it's going to trickle down a bunch of negative. So yeah, I think ultimately it's let me ask you this. Do you think he gets fired if he doesn't mention Jerry Jones or Roger Goodell, or does he just get suspended?
Oh man. I do think mentioning Jerry Jones as the who really is running the NFL and not Goodell. Listen, I think that really what does it. I don't think they give a fuck about him saying anything about black players, what he said about black players or fans. I think they give a shit more so about what he said about Jerry Jones.
You're disrupting the power. That's what you're doing when you do this. It's like, it makes Roger Goodell look weak. I know he's had already a few instances that, have portrayed that, but yeah, you can't, you're just undermining the commissioner. You got to put your foot down. So
yes, I think that really, really did it. Like, I really do think so. Like, you can't be messing with the shield. The shield's powerful. A lot of people don't want to admit that shit, but the NFL shield is powerful, man. Look at all the shit. I remember people years ago, real quick. Oh, Lo, what up, Lo? She in the chat. She said she from DC area. She said, I haven't heard about it, but it's 100% a dirty ass stadium. That's crazy. She's in sports. If y'all don't know, Lo does the WNBA pod with me. And she's in sports, and the fact that she don't know about this shit is insane. But what was I saying before? What was I talking about? The shield. The shield. I know, I remember some years ago. I want to say like 10 years ago, somebody was like, "Man, the NFL is not going to be that popular, man. People getting hurt left and right, concussions, kids, yada yada." I'm like, "Listen, man, football is not going anywhere. They know this. Yep. Look at it." Look how football. We're gonna have a football game in Brazil, and they told them to sit their ass in the hotel. It's too dangerous, but your ass is still gonna go play a football game on a Friday in Brazil.
The money means more. I mean, honestly, I think the biggest part that amplified it all was the Kaepernick situation almost 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think about.
And that was. Dang, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, I wasn't even alluding to that situation.
But it's just like, as much as teams kind of, blackballed him and took him out of the league and didn't really give him another chance after that, Roger Goodell, I mean, he just showed it's like, okay, we don't care, is what it is. And I mean, that's just kind of how it is moving forward, with player protection, player safety on and off the field because, if they're that concerned about Brazil, why the hell are you playing out there? Well, the money. That's the true green that matters. No gang affiliation. Yes. It's the money.
Oh, for real. Like, that's another thing. Like, people that don't know, like, green is like a dominant gang color in the city they're gonna be playing in, and you're gonna see in the 2 green teams.
It's weird because I've heard that it might have been debunked or was just kind of a false rumor.
Okay.
The Packers are wearing green, and the Eagles have some green on their jerseys. So
I wonder how that works. I wonder if they were just lying, but they still said it was dangerous. So still send them out to Brazil. And tell them to stay in a hotel if you don't feel safe is insane. But I always tell people this. The NFL really don't give a damn about player safety because they went from we care about player safety, and then the next breath they said we're adding another game.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about that. And now and they trying to figure out to get another game. 18 games, you don't give a fuck about player safety. And running back's career is done. You add another game. Oh my God, I feel sorry for running backs. You can't. 18 games is not going to work, bro.
Hey, what's your stance on those new player helmet pads that they're adding on top, and now they're putting the cover over it to make it look less wonky? You know.
So I was wondering. I forgot to finish doing research on this. So are they only using it in practice, or they using them in games now?
So I know in training camp it was optional, and more people were opting to use it in training camp in preseason. I believe they have the option to use it in game now. But do you think it's something that should be considered to be mandatory in a year or two?
Here's my thing, and for someone like I've coached football for so long, like especially youth. I always say that, especially now, I feel like we're so much stronger and bigger and faster. Like, look at linemen they're running like 4.7s and shit now. So I do feel like equipment I don't know what type of technology you're going to use to save us, because it's like the more equipment you get, the faster you're going to go, and the more destructive you're going to be. And I feel like I don't think football was even thought about people being this big and fast like this. Everybody. It was like football was a sport where you're a big dude, you're going to be on the O-line or D-line. The only fast people on the D-line is probably a DN, and he's running maybe a 4.7 for it. Maybe he's doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your D tackles weren't that damn fast. Your O-line, they can move. Now you got O-line and D-line fast as fuck, but then you got linebackers it was like Urlacher was fast. Man, you had like Patrick Willis, Ray Lewis. Now it's like every team got hella linebackers that are fast. They're 250 running fast as fuck, running into people. And then you got running backs who are faster. You got receivers who are faster and stronger. Quarterbacks are bigger and faster. Everybody's bigger, and stronger, and faster. You got everybody. Yeah. So I feel like there's it's weird if you feel like you should. I don't know if you should make it mandatory, because I know they're going to fight against that. Like, first of all, using the argument that it looks terrible, that's a terrible argument to give.
Yeah.
I feel like when it's coming to your safety, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think it's something that can really save us, man, because football is just a dangerous ass sport, regardless.
Yeah, I think the biggest appeal to me when I saw it, because I think they mentioned it on Hard Knocks, there was 1 or 2 players that were using it, and they said that they saw a statistic that mentioned that I think it cut concussions down by like 2/3, by almost 67%. So I think that's kind of the biggest draw, right? Some players don't like it because I guess it's a little heavier on the head.
Yeah.
Maybe a quarterback might not like it. Maybe a receiver looking back already, struggling to find the ball, might not like it. But I mean, a running back who's seeing the most contact, I wouldn't be opposed to them using it. And I mean, it looks silly, but you look silly when you've got 2 fingers on the ground. So
like I definitely want guys to be, safe out there, and also a lot of this stuff, like when it comes to player safety and hitting correctly, that shit starts in the level I coach. Like, I coach a lot of times 14U and below us. Like, it starts there, the education, it starts with the coaches, because by the time you get to the pros, it's going to be hard for a coach to tell you like that, have you changed how you hitting? Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're reckless, God bless you if you make it to the NFL in these days, if you're reckless as a hitter anyway. But if you do make it there, bless you. If you do, if you do make it there, it's like I just don't know how you stay safe. I mean, how you change if you are a reckless hitter. So I will say for those out there who want your child to play, don't make them play or her make them play, but start them off in flag to learn the basics. You're gonna be in 707s. You're gonna learn how to move. You're gonna understand. Just because your child is big and can take it, don't mean they should. Because football, no matter what age, from 5 years on, is Monday through Friday, then they play on Saturday or on Sunday. That's what it is, regardless of the age. So it's like, start them off in flag. It's okay. Learn the basics, and they can start getting in tackle 10, 11, 12. You want to start them a little bit earlier, but, man, start off in flag and let them learn. And if you feel like them coaches ain't doing shit, get them out that damn program before your kid get killed out there, man. And don't force your kids to play football. If they just like it and want to watch it, that's okay. Because you can't halfway. I'll be on a tangent because it's football season, and I see fathers do this all the time. And it's not cool because you get your kids hurt or they resent their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do that because you can't halfway play football. It's like driving a car in a Mack truck. You slow down, the Mack truck and still keep going. You're gonna get killed.
Yeah,
so.
your child, I would imagine, needs to have that level of tenacity when they're going to play the game. And, it's so physical. I mean, it's like one of those things where regardless of your talent level, if you're playing with the intent to play hard and, that tenacity and the intensity, I think that's what's going to ultimately make you kind of hang with those people that are more talented, maybe not get ran over by a linebacker. Because that's I'll side pivot here. That's one thing I love about Austin Booker. That DN the Bears drafted. I think we got a gem in the late rounds.
I think we do too.
I digress. I
can't wait to talk about him. I know that was like everything we talk about now is off topic, but it was a great conversation. I'm glad you asked me about that because football is like one of them things, like it's really like talked about so much with CTE and all that. That shit is dangerous. And we should protect each other and protect the children because by the time they get grown men in the NFL, it's like really too much you can do, but protect them as much as you can. Do not force them. That's it. Equipment can't save you. If you out there hitting wrong and lowering your head and using your head, nah, man. It's not gonna be worth your time to have your child out there if they're learning the wrong thing. But man, where we go from there?
Yeah, we were just talking about Commanders. That was our first tangent. That's okay. They're allowed to have.
It's okay, man. Football, man. I love. Listen, I'm a football sicko. People don't know that. Like, I love football. I can talk about this shit all the time. It's just, I feel like football is one of those sports, man. Even like the legends respect even the up and coming dudes. I feel like in other sports, especially basketball, we don't see that shit, man. It's like it really is a family when it comes to football. It really is. Like other sports, and I play all these different sports. Like football really is a family. Like it's really like, yeah, you ain't gonna like everybody, but we gonna come there and work together because it's hard to like everybody on one team, especially when it's that many people. But we gonna come together and work. We come to war together. It's like it's gonna be some beast, but we come to work. But it's like football is one of them things, man. I just love talking this shit.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those sports too that, like you said, it's just it creates brotherhood. Basketball, baseball, they're great team building sports, but at the same time too, football I think is exclusive when it comes to a brotherhood because you have so many different types of people, different types of backgrounds. Quite literally, like just I could go on the list, but you've got.
I met some wild ass people, lifetime friends playing football, man. Like it's just. First of all, you got to be a different individual when to play football because it's rough, man. You're getting hit or hitting somebody on every play. Like there is no.
And just being uncomfortable. I think it's the sport that makes you the most uncomfortable. I remember my first day ever putting on pads, and I'm like, man, this is heavy as hell. Like,
yeah, that shit is heavy, man. It takes a minute.
Yeah, then the running, and then, like you said, the hitting and all of it, and just the discomfort. It's like you just got to get used to it. That becomes your identity, and you work off that. You can't get past the beginning. You're not going to make it very long. I mean, I did not play very long in high school. I did not go to college, any of that. I had friends that were kind of pressuring me to play, and it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I played it a little bit. I liked it. Disagreed heavily with the coach, and that's the thing too. Player coach dynamic.
Yeah, especially football.
Major thing, and
Yes.
if you've got parents that maybe aren't as involved with your coaches or aren't as involved with your team, you have to advocate for yourself and know when to kind of walk away from it or continue.
Mm-hmm.
But what's our next thing here?
Hey, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. Real quick, like the real quick story before we get going. Like Carter, he played defensive tackle. So last season they played a team. I wouldn't think they called the Chicago Cowboys, and Carter got to the game. Of course, he got to get to the field early. They weren't for warm ups and doing all this stuff, right? So when we pull up, I looked to right now. I said, "Is that the team Carter them playing?" Listen, man. These were some of the biggest 13 and 14-year-old boys I've ever seen in my life. Yes, they had on cleats, but they walked past me, and some of them was looking me in my eyes. You've been next to me. You know I'm not a short dude, so it's like
you're not.
I said, listen. I said, this is gonna be a rough game. I said, listen, he's gonna get thrown around. The whole team is. It's gonna be okay. I looked at him. I said, listen, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna battle, but this is gonna be one of them times you're gonna be like, should I ever play football again? And I watched them get thrown around from the jump. Like it was, but they learned from it. And that was the type of shit right there. Like if you make your kid play and a game like that happens, he would never play again.
Mm-hmm.
He would never play again. So now, let's get started. Let's get really started now. We off that Commander stuff, man. If y'all want the Commanders things, if you want to read about that, we're going to put it in the description of the episode for you. But, man, we got some headlines going to the season. I think one of the best ones to start off with is Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. I think everybody's still going to be high on them because it's Aaron Rodgers. And I think it was just like, the hype was so big going into the last season. It was like Jets and the Buffalo Bills, Monday night, yada, yada, yada. I didn't even see him get hurt.
Yeah.
Like it was that quick. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
I think it was like we were so excited about that. And so now coming into this season is like the defense is still there. Like you still got the same weapons you added. I think they added a left tackle, Tyron Smith. I think they brought back another right tackle. And you bring about Aaron Rodgers, like it's the name Aaron Rodgers we hear. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just don't know what we're gonna get. Like, it's one thing. I honestly think I went back and forth when I was picking my divisions, in order, and it was like, man, I can see the Jets win this shit, and I can see the Jets make it as a wild card, and I can just see the Jets be last in the division. Like. I can see them being last in the division. I don't think they will because I think the Patriots are that bad.
Yeah, I think the Patriots definitely trump them on that one.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are just that bad. They're saving them for that. But I just don't know what Jets we're going to be getting. You know what I'm saying? Like their defense plays so well, and it's like it just feels automatic. Like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is coming back, so they should be just fine. So I don't know how you feel, man, about it. Like we've seen Aaron Rodgers all our life, like. Twice a year, at least twice a year.
Yeah.
So it's like we already have a different view of Aaron Rodgers anyway. So it's like, but I just don't know what we're gonna get from 8. It's not even 12. I don't know what we're gonna get from 8 over there in a different green.
Yeah, I think ultimately we're Jets fans specifically. Ronell, it's a shout out to you and your podcast. I think ultimately
that's insane.
Yeah, and it's just you're banking on legacy if you're a Jets fan in terms of what you're going to be provided with offensively because they still had Garrett Wilson. They still had Breece Hall last year, and they still didn't make the playoffs. They still didn't get even close to the playoffs. Now, that offensive line being bolstered a little bit, I like that. Mm-hmm. I do think that they're going to have a successful season this year. Do I think they're going to be dominant? On the defensive side, yes. On the offensive side, I think having Aaron is going to allow defenses to not stack the box as much against Breece Hall. I think if you're playing fantasy football, I had him as my 101 over CMC this year. I thought he is due for a monster season. And yeah, with Aaron Rodgers, I think last year, he got hurt, 3 snaps into the game
Yeah, I think it was like 3 snaps.
And if it wasn't going to happen in game 1, looking at what that offense was when Zach Wilson was, behind center, I think it would have eventually happened later in the season. So it's probably, things happen for a reason. I think the Jets are going to be successful this year. I think they should be solid, barring any crazy injuries. Garrett Wilson, man, we're going to finally see him showcased. I hope. I'm rooting for Garrett Wilson the most on this team because he showed insane levels of talent in that crowded wide receiver room at Ohio State. And he's been doing it with bums throwing him the ball.
Oh, he has. No, seriously. No, he really has.
I think we're looking at a top 5, if not maybe even, knocking on the door of a top 3 wide receiver if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy and looks even remotely close to what he did in Green Bay. But again, too, do I think they should have AFC championship aspirations? No. Do I think they make it out of the first round? Debatable. Truly. The defense is going to keep them in so many games. But I don't know, man. We'll have to see. I don't know what their ceiling is. I think they have the way that I could best describe the Jets. They're a high floor, low ceiling team. That is my depiction of that team.
Have you seen the over under for wins for them this year?
No, I didn't. What is that at?
I did not see it. I didn't see it. I should have looked that up, but I know I haven't seen too many people actually pick the Jets to win the division. I've seen them actually have them making the playoffs. But I will get to that. I'm not gonna let y'all know where I got them yet until we get there. But I think it's gonna be fun to see. We're gonna have them again on Monday night. Aren't they playing the Niners?
Aaron Rodgers kryptonite, which I find hilarious, by the way.
That is the funny thing. Like you go from that, and then you gotta come back and play against the Niners, whose defense is gonna be amped to play against him. Come on now, his first game.
Yeah. I did just look it up. BetMGM has them at 9.5 wins this year. I think they can get that. I think they can get 10 wins, 10 or 11 wins.
Yeah, I think they get it. I think they can get 10 for sure. They definitely can. That's not a bad number. That's not a bad number at all. So I feel like if you had it like at 11.5 type shit, I'd be like, man, that's kind of you're kind of going too far there. You're going too far with something like that. But I think it's gonna be fun. Like just to see Aaron Rodgers throw the ball is always, regardless if you're a Bears fan, Aaron Rodgers is always throwing one of the prettiest balls, man. So it's just, regardless, I'm not gonna root for him. I'm not gonna be wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey, but it's always good to see him throw. We're not gonna be able to see him throw too many more times. So
yeah,
that's gonna be it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to look at it the same way I looked at LeBron James throughout my life as a Bulls fan. Hated him when he was with Miami. He went to Cleveland. Okay, I can respect that. And then he just continues to make magic happen. So I'm going to try and have that outlook and not hate on Aaron Rodgers as much. But he does piss me off with a lot of what he says. He does piss me off with just certain antics. Oh, and real quick before we switch here, what are your thoughts on him doing his whole just ditching mandatory OTAs? Because that's been a topic in our group chat. And my gosh, I get it. You're a veteran. You're a Hall of Famer. But it's mandatory OTAs. If I'm a rookie looking at you, if I'm a sophomore looking at you, and you're ditching mandatory, it's mandatory. I don't know how you
I have not I've not been up to date on this one. So he wasn't going to mandatory OTAs.
This happened back in like May when they're first getting together after the draft, maybe like May or June. He pretty much ditched OTAs, mandatory OTAs, to go do this drug trip, I think somewhere out of the country.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize he was ditching mandatory OTAs.
And that's my thing. If it's just regular OTAs, I don't care. But mandatory.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you're above the team when you ditch that. That's all I have to say.
But that sends a terrible message to the locker room, because it's also like, yo, coach, like you really gonna just let him skip mandatory to go do this? Skipping mandatory workouts should be for reasons like if your wife is having a baby.
Yeah, or bereavement, or anything that's genuinely more than football.
Yeah,
but it's like what example are you setting for these, up and coming superstars like Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall? If I'm good enough, I'm above the law of the locker room. Like, what are we doing here? I don't like it.
That was the perfect time to send a message like to Aaron Rodgers, and that would send a message to the locker room. I had no idea he was ditching the mandatory workouts when he was doing that shit.
And,
I remember
and
him
I'm
going
like,
on
if you're a team with Super Bowl aspirations, that does not scream that I'm serious. It doesn't.
It doesn't, because you was already hurt. You need everything you can do to be on the same page with these receivers. And I get it, it's Aaron Rodgers. I get it, it's Aaron Rodgers. But, and guess what? I would feel the same way if Tom Brady did that. Did he ever do that?
Not that I've heard. I mean,
I would
also
feel the same way if Tom Brady did that
either. So
you have to go there, man. Especially when you miss the whole season. You need everything you can to be in unison with the receivers, man. Be on one page.
Yeah, and it's honestly for me the biggest part of just setting the example, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna harp on him because I know he's gonna be straight.
He's gonna be great anyways. But
he can get in rhythm with the receivers, but it's just like, man, it's the
message.
thing.
It's the message that it sends to me more than anything else. It's like,
absolutely.
I know they're still gonna be great. There's gonna be, really solid offense. I love what Salah's building over there. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, man. Anything else on that, man? I feel like I don't think they're being overhyped. I'm pretty sure some Jets fans who are overhyping them. I get it. I know it. But I think they're pretty much right where they are. I don't think they're getting too much fan. I know if they come out and just dominate the Niners, watch out. Jets fans are going to lose their goddamn mind. They're going to be all over the place talking crazy about them. But it's going to be fun. I can't wait till Monday night for them. Right, Monday night?
Yeah, they're playing Monday night.
Yes. I got to look at the whole schedule. I don't even know who's playing Sunday night.
We got Lions, Rams. Lions, Rams
on Sunday night? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
playoff
that.
Rematch, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah, let's get that. Man, we're gonna just move on to real quick to our rivals. I don't even know if it's a rival because they've been busting our ass for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like all my
We're trying to revamp the rivalry. We're trying to revamp it.
But Jordan Love, man, got paid this offseason. Some people, I feel like he had a good season, not a great season, but I think a lot of people don't realize how this shit work, man. When it's your time, when you up next and you're a quarterback, that's a prime position. Number one important position in the league, probably in sports. You're gonna get paid that. If you have any type of promise or anything, you're gonna get paid that. So people are like, Jordan Love got $220 million over 4 years, $75 million signing bonus, $160 million guaranteed. So it's an annual salary of $55 million. Listen, so that's what happens, man. You're up next. You had a good season. He made it to the NFC Championship. Like that shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, he was close. He just barely missed. They were gonna get there.
The NFC Championship. They made it.
They were one play away. One play away.
One win away. My fault.
Probably should have, which is why I think it's in our heads that they made it there because they pretty much should have. I think the biggest thing with Jordan Love in this contract situation, like, because I have, I'm in Wisconsin. I got coworkers asking me all the time, like, oh, do you think the Packers made a mistake paying Jordan Love? I said, I wish I had a quarterback I could throw that much money to. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like,
have that much confidence to do that.
Yeah.
And
seriously. It's just like, the way I look at it, he hung 48 on Dallas last year in the wild card round?
Yeah.
They were touted as one of the top 5 defenses that year, and he just hung 48 on them. Their system, Matt LaFleur is who I give the most credit to. He might be a coach of the year candidate. Then you've also got Jordan Love understanding that system, playing it fucking wonderfully. And then you've got I don't know. I don't really think they have alpha wide receivers by any means. They got like a bunch of wide receiver twos that will play better than their talent indicates, in my opinion, because it's like they just have a wonderful system. Luke Musgrave shouldn't be catching, 4 or 5 receptions for 70 yards, but here we are. He is. And it's because he's always open. And Love is finding it. They have a really good thing going there, and I'm terrified.
The Josh Jacobs thing was like, God damn.
Yeah.
like, God damn. Like, you got like you go from Aaron Jones to that. It's like, fuck. But here's my thing. I think the Packers, they're going to be good, but I've seen shit like people ranking them like, I think I sent it to you. I did send it to you. They was ranking them third.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Third's a bit egregious.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Who was it? It was the Niners and the Chiefs, then the Packers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people are looking at what the team did last year. They had 5 top 100 picks in this draft, so people are automatically assuming all those picks are going to be hits. They're automatically assuming that, the guys that they draft are going to keep enhancing this team, and maybe it does happen that way. I think regardless of how their new draft picks do, the team's capable. Jordan Love's got that full season under his belt. You've got a lot of these receivers that are just going to be seasoned one more year, maybe a healthy Christian Watson. I do think that this team, do I think it's impossible for them to make the Super Bowl? I'll tell you this. I think it's more likely the Packers make the Super Bowl than the Jets. That's my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jets have an elite defense, top 3 defense easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Jordan Love at this juncture and that system, that they're just well oiled.
They are, man. It is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's terrifying.
But you know what? We're talking like this right now because of what they did the fucking second half. Watch them come out and just suck, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Man. What I'm saying is, it's like how the fuck this happened again? Like, you go from I got to live through Brett Favre, who was my favorite quarterback growing up. Then you got to go through Aaron Rodgers and then Jordan Love. We just knew Jordan Love was going to be ass. And guess what? He had to learn. And he learned.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying he's about to be no Hall of Famer. I'm not saying he's going to be no just great. I'm not going to say he'd be no top 2-3 quarterback in the league. But guess what? He is good enough.
Yeah.
To get them. Don't lie to yourself. I've been seeing Bears fans just lying to yourself. Like, I'm hyped about this season too, and we're going to get there. But don't lie to yourself to think that the Packers are just some bullshit-ass squad.
They're not. No.
They're not.
I think Jordan Love has shown that he can be – I think at the worst he can be like a Dak Prescott, and at his ceiling, something I don't even want to mention. So, yeah.
What's his ceiling? I got to know where you're going with this.
I mean – I don't know. I'm not going to comp him to a specific player by any means, but just the way that he understands the system, and I'm not calling him a system quarterback at all, but it's just he is so smart. I tell you what does frustrate me, all these throws off his back foot, and he's just diming it, and I'm like, why are you throwing off your back foot? Ain't nobody around you. Why are you still doing it? Oh, to be a dickhead. That's why. I'm convinced. Just to be flashy.
He's being convinced he's being a dickhead. And you know what? Since you said it, like, one thing about system, people don't realize, like, man, you quarterback coach matter. That relationship matters, man.
Yeah.
The same coach. Listen, people keep talking about like Andy Reid Andy Reid ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
You think he's gonna leave Pat Mahomes? He's gonna coach as long as he can.
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator gonna coach as long as he can. Man, they're not gonna. Are you crazy? They're not gonna. That's what you need. That. So I feel like Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love is gonna be one of those combinations. Not saying they're gonna be winning, Super Bowls every other year, but they're gonna be in a situation where they're always gonna be fighting for a division and fighting for going to the Super Bowl. There's always gonna be that. I feel like the Packers.
High floor team.
I think last year was supposed to be their bad season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. All the Bears fans, I think last year was supposed to be the Packers' bad season, and it was their bad season. It was.
For the first half.
Exactly. It was, and then all of a sudden, like, they figured that shit out. Like, they did. So it's like, man, it's going to be fun. I think it's crazy that it was Football Talk Weekly. It was Football Talk who had them third. Actually, they had Chiefs, Lions, Packers, Niners, Ravens as their top 5.
Ah, man.
That's what he had. So I feel like that love is kind of insane, where I can't put the Packers above the Ravens, the Eagles, or the Niners just yet. Maybe not even the Bengals either, but it's just them teams in particular, I couldn't do it, but the Packers are going to be good. I say all to say Jordan Love is going to be good. I got a buddy of mine that be talking about Jordan Love for MVP. He is a Packers fan. But
I mean, I don't hate if you throw a bet down on Jordan Love for MVP.
Hell no.
Do I think he could be in the mix? Absolutely. I think he's not a bad, not too long of a shot.
No.
And I'll say this too, it's really conflicting because with Jordan Love, have you heard the story about his dad?
No, I have not.
No. So his dad committed suicide when he was in high school. He was a teenager. My God. He was playing football. His dad taught him everything he knew about football up until that point. And he said that when that happened with his dad, he kind of was contemplating quitting the sport. But he's like, no, I want to keep going for my dad and for everything that he taught me, all the time we put in together. And he's like, at the end of the day, no matter how much pressure there is going into a game, no matter how much adversity there is in this sport, it's just a game. And my whole life perspective has changed because of that. And so just linking his father's passing with his passion for football, I wish he had more of Aaron Rodgers' personality, because it's easy to hate Aaron Rodgers, truly.
So easy.
But with Jordan Love, it's like, damn it, now you got me in the soft spot. Come on, man.
I can't even hate him. Like, that's the thing. Like, damn, I can't even hate this dude.
He's nice. He's modest. Yeah. Now, watch that change after he got paid, though. I don't know, man.
You never know. It could. You just never know. But he's like, as of right now, he's so likable. It's like, God damn. A Packers quarterback that's likable is insane.
Well, I like Caleb, though, too. I think Caleb's got some charisma to him, too.
Oh, he does. He's very comfortable in this game. We're going to talk about that because I got a lot to say about Caleb. But yes, I think I'm okay with him getting paid. Man, I get it. Like, I'm one of those guys. I understand. Right time for you. It's right time for you. You're going to get paid.
Tua got paid. Daniel Jones got paid. Let's face it, Jordan Love's better than both of those guys. And I think that game against Dallas, hanging 48 on a top defense like that, that was what kind of made it on the road nonetheless. Yeah, in the playoffs. It's like, that I think was the cherry on top. That's like, yeah, let's get this deal done. And, that record's going to get broken a year or two from now anyway from somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And with how they played against the Niners in the playoffs too, they lost, it was like, shit, like, what the fuck? Like, I think everybody thought the Niners was going to blow their ass out. So it's just like,
yeah.
And I think I'm glad you brought up Matt LaFleur, because a lot of people don't give him credit. Everybody thought it was Aaron Rodgers only. Everybody thought it was him. He was making, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur know how to call his shit. He knows how to call his shit.
And he's a part of that Shanahan system too. A lot of people don't. It was back with the Commanders or with the Redskins at the time.
Shit.
It was Shanahan, McVay, Matt LaFleur. There's a graphic somewhere I saw on social media.
Oh my goodness! Part of that tree. Oh my god!
All of these successful coaches, and they came from that those Redskins teams. I believe it was with RG3. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Kirk Cousins instead.
They came at the same time, so it was probably around that same time. So
they were one was a tight ends coach, one was a quarterbacks coach. I think McVay was a tight ends coach. I had no idea
he was part of that shit.
Yeah, I'll send you the graphic after this. It's crazy,
man. Because
I'm missing names.
They know how to call some plays. It makes sense. They know how to call offense.
Yeah,
they know how to get the defense scrambling for sure. From one historic franchise to the next. The goddamn Pittsburgh Steelers, man. This I had a close eye on them. For those that don't know, like, growing up in the 90s, the Bears were just ass. So, like, the Steelers end up like rooting for them, and it became like my second team. If you grew up in the 90s in Chicago, you got a second team. Don't let people lie to you. You found another team to root for, because the Bears were ass in the 90s, like boo-boo buns. So it's like I end up like Jerome Bettis, Levon Kirkland, all that type of shit. So I follow the Steelers, man. And this offseason, I follow them closely for reasons, because I do follow them, and Justin Fields went there. And I like the answer. I like the question you got in the notes. Is Mike Tomlin on the hot seat? I think Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat every season.
Yeah.
I think maybe. But he always finds a way. I don't understand how he does this. And within the quarterback play he's had since Big Ben left, even like Big Ben's first season, last season was like okay, but
it was rough. It was rough.
It was ever since Big Ben left. they've been trying to figure out this quarterback situation big time, and I honestly don't know if he's in a great spot. And his quarterback situation with Russ and Justin Fields. I know you got some shit to say on that. I'm just gonna say mine. I don't know if Tom is on a hot seat, but I do think that I honestly think in my heart, I think he actually wanted to get Justin that job.
Yeah.
I think he actually did. But I do think that if y'all didn't watch, I watched it closely. And I tell you one game to go watch from the preseason, the Steelers against the Bills. Justin Fields that did it right there. That game, like, actually watch it. Don't go watch clips because people are fudging shit and lying all over the place. I'm talking about actually watch it. Man, it's things he's just not going to be able to. It's certain things he just don't do well that he's not going to be able to win a job. He's going to be a good backup. If Russ get hurt, he can come in and he can win you some games. I think Tomlin wanted to give Justin the job, and I think that Buffalo game did it. Like, he had all the chances. Like, he was playing against people who's not going to be playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people are probably missing. Like, he wasn't playing against starters. Russ was. He was playing against people you're not even going to see come Sunday.
Yeah, it's really hard to defend him. It's really hard to defend him with that game.
Yeah, like, that was the last straw. Like, I couldn't, like, anybody who's defending him after that, I just don't know what else you need to see that he hasn't improved. Like, for me, I feel like, before you go ahead, I feel like the Bijan Fields argument that was going on here, I feel like in this preseason, Bijan has won that argument.
Yeah.
Bijan has improved. They both were playing against people. Like, Bijan was playing against some starters, and he was playing against twos. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was controlling the offense.
Yeah. He's been really impressive this preseason. Yes. And when you look at Fields, I'll say this, right? Because that preseason game just showed me, what we already kind of knew when moving off of Fields. And he's clearly in his own head, too, at this point. We saw the same thing with Mitch, a couple years in. Mm-hmm. He is at a fork in the road with his career right now where this next year is so pivotal for him.
Yes.
The way I could see it playing out, and to answer the question, I only mentioned that Mike Tomlin being, is he on the hot seat? Because I've seen a few tweets kind of allude to that. And, Mike Tomlin, he's one of my favorite coaches of all time. I think he plays within, he is one of those coaches that, like, you would run through a wall for.
Yes.
And when I look at the Steelers teams, he, like you said, with very poor quarterback play, has taken this team to typically be in the hunt, regardless. They don't tank. They're not a tanking team. Even when they're bad, they somehow just flip a switch and somehow, maybe they'll be a game or two shy of, making the playoffs, but they'll be in the hunt. And I think with Fields, it's a great thing that he's not starting this season. Yeah. He's clearly not ready for it. I'd like to see him sit 6 to 8 games behind Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson, he has not played his best football in Denver. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I do think
he still didn't have a bad season either.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
For Russell Wilson's standard, he didn't play as good football. But it's like, I think with George Pickens, I love him. I got him in multiple fantasy leagues. I think with George Pickens, Russell Wilson's going to elevate his game. He's going to elevate that offense. Just having a higher IQ mind, because even though Russell Wilson, maybe he's not as talented as he once was, I think he's still a veteran quarterback that can teach Justin. He can help move that offense better than it did last year with Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
And I think with Fields, he never got that chance to sit behind somebody. And some quarterbacks need it, some quarterbacks don't. But it's like with Justin Fields, he clearly needs that mentor, which he never got. I'm sorry, Andy Dalton doesn't count when he was with the Bears. So, I'd like to see what this team looks like. I'd like to revisit this, week 10 and see what the Steelers look like, because I don't think they're going to be a bad team this year. In fact, I've got some spicy takes later on in the show.
I know it's gonna be some fun shit when we pick these divisions. I know it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But ultimately, I think Mike Tomlin, like you said, he's been battling for years. This conversation has probably been happening for years. You know, it's really hard when you're a Steelers fan, I would imagine, going from the 3 Bs to what you've got now. I mean, naturally, that bar has already been set so high. But he continues to deliver, and they've got the Defensive Player of the Year on that team. So,
man, one thing people don't forget about Tomlin, man, listen. I think Tomlin can coach through anything. He had to deal with Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown in the same fucking locker room.
Yeah,
Big Ben. Le'Veon Bell and AB alone, he had to deal with that shit. He was still winning games, and he was winning like 12 games, 13 games with them psychos in the locker room. Like, I don't. He didn't have never. My man Willie in the chat never had a losing season. Never. Look at his quarterback, Kenny Pickett, and he ain't had a losing season. What?
Yeah, my favorite coach of my lifetime. Just
like, what the fuck? Like, why are we like? Here's the thing: if people feel like the diehard Steelers fans, if you feel like you need a new coach, I always say this: I'm okay with getting a new voice or get a new coach, but who are you gonna get to replace him? You just can't just put anybody out there. He's gonna get eaten alive going to the Steelers and replacing Mike Tomlin. The Steelers have had 3 coaches.
Yeah.
3.
I mean, the only person I could see them possibly ever considering replacing with someone who intrigues me who's a free agent and not Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. I'm really curious to see where he ends up next year.
That.
I think he's going to go somewhere. I think the Saints are a candidate for him. They're just, again, massive tangent, but I think Mike Vrabel and the Saints, they could have something cooking in it.
Yes, I do like that. If the Steelers did have to move on, Mike Vrabel might be like the same type of guy who can make that happen. Tomlin even gets out there and leg tackle. He did. Hey, Mike Tomlin made out to make that happen. He got out there and do whatever he got to do.
Whatever you got to do, by all means.
He does. No, for real. But like, I don't think everybody always been saying. I think he's been like under the radar on the highest hot seat probably since Big Ben retired. I should say, probably since then. Man, listen. Even though this team don't look like the. You can't blame the quarterback position because they've been looking for this for a minute. So this has been their, even Fields probably been there. This is their best quarterback room since Big Ben left.
So, yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had Mitch, you had Kenny Pickett.
Mason
Who
Rudolph.
else they have?
Mason
Rudolph. Like, my God. Yeah. So like you are in a better spot with Russ and Fields, but it's like, man, that's a hell of a 1-2 to have right there. But I'll just say, if you missed it, I do feel like Tomlin wanted to give Justin the job. I think Justin had it. Justin could have taken it, and he just did not. And I feel like it is mental. I've talked to people about this, other people, and they feel like it's mental. You know what I'm saying? Like you said the same thing. It is there because he has it all. Like you've seen him make throws. You see him do it, but it's like people can be wide open. I ain't talking about NFL open. I'm talking about middle school open.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to be touching this receiver, and he won't throw it. He'll just run and get like the few yards. That's mental there at that point when we've seen him make throws. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll just say we're gonna talk about this later with the Bears later, our Bears section. But two things can be true. I feel like Justin is not that great of a passer, but the Bears definitely did not put him in the right position to succeed.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put blame on the Bears for that. Like, yeah, Justin deserves some blame for this too, but the Bears deserves a lot of blame as well. So 2 things can be true in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and a lot of people talk about, well, gee, if Ryan Poles had given Justin Fields the team that he's given Caleb, Justin would have succeeded. Who's to say that he would have? If it's a mental thing and you don't have that leadership and the mentor to kind of help you develop as a quarterback,
absolutely,
you could have all these weapons and it don't mean a damn because
it don't mean a damn thing.
You're not finding guys open. You're not anticipating. You're not progressing.
Yeah, exactly.
Reads. There's so many factors that play into it. It's not just the talent around him, but I do think he did get screwed over. I mean,
he definitely got screwed over.
Yeah,
like that is one thing a lot of people like. He definitely got screwed over. I feel like there's people here who wants to say the Bears screwed him over, but they don't want to say Justin was, Justin, what I'm saying?
Both could be true.
Yeah. So it's like they don't want to do that. That's the one thing I don't like about the argument. But we'll get back to the Bears. We can always talk about it, but we'll get there. Do you want to talk about one or more of these things, or you want to jump right into the divisions?
I think let's jump into the divisions. Honestly, there's so much that can come into it.
It's so much shit that be going in the NFL. So man, I feel like we can start with the NFC, and I'm just gonna start with the NFC West. I'm gonna hand it off to you, man. You can give me this is how we're gonna do it, man. I don't know how if you from 1 through 4. You ain't gotta give me records. I ain't do all that. That's too much.
I'm not doing records. No,
you gotta go through every team and figure out and line it up to make it make sense. No, who gonna win in the division all the way down to last? Give me your NFC West.
My NFC West. I think the division winner. Even though I think they're gonna regress a little bit and they might, they're gonna have real adversity this year. 49ers. I think it's they just came off of a Super Bowl appearance. That team is still stacked. They've retained Ayuk, my boy Ricky. Poor Ricky. Shout out to him. I hope he recovers soon. But I think the Niners are going to be number 1. I've got the Rams at number 2. I think that they're going to even make the wild card. I like them as a late wild card round.
Okay.
Playoff appearing team. A dark horse that I've got, because I put my horses next to all these certain teams here. Seahawks are going to come in at number 3, but do not be surprised if they come in at number 2 in this division. I think they have the makings for a really fun team. It's it's up to Geno Smith, right? Your team's ceiling is only as high as your quarterback.
Yeah.
Really.
Truly.
And then number 4 is going to be the Cardinals. They're going to be so fun to watch, that offense, but I think their defense has a lot of work to do. I got them coming in at 4.
Hey, we have the exact same order. The exact same damn order. Now, that's interesting you say you feel like the Seahawks can make second. I did go back and forth with that. But it's just Geno. Do I trust Geno or Matthew Stafford?
That's what ultimately was a deciding factor for me too.
I get a lot of people don't like Stafford, but man, Stafford's still a good quarterback.
Oh yeah.
He's still a good quarterback. I get all the jokes and all that shit, but he's still a good quarterback. But I'm with you, man. I'm with you with the Niners. I think the Niners are gonna have a little. I gotta go see their first 4 games, but they're gonna have a little adversity for real. Because I feel like Ayuk, he made that situation weird. I feel like he always wanted to go back to the Niners because you got people giving you who gonna say, yeah, we're gonna pay you, and all. He's like, hell no, I don't want to go there. So it's I think he really just wanted to stay in San Francisco, and he just made that shit just got drawn out for too long. I mean, hey, he is a veteran now, and he ain't got to go practice. And one thing that made it weird, a lot of the shit that's going on in the NFL right now, players are doing all these hold ins. You're at practice, you at position meetings, team meetings, and you're just not practicing because you want to get you're working out. So that's new because he did that. Jamar Chase was doing it or is doing it.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about him. I don't know if they're going to pay that man or not by the time Sunday get here. That'd be crazy if they don't. But hold out. I always say, especially NFL, get your money.
Yeah.
Make it weird if you want to, but get your money because they'll cut your ass. Hey, do like Chris Jones did.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jones sat out a game, and they got carved up. They was getting carved up.
Yeah.
So
that was last year against the Lions, right?
Yeah, man, NFL players, I'm always gonna be on the player's side when they holding out. I mean, if you got to make it weird, I get it, but hold out. Trent Williams did the same thing. He definitely didn't want to. I don't think he did a hold in. He held out. He definitely didn't want to go practice. He's a veteran. He was not trying to do that shit. So I think it's going to take them a little bit probably to get them football legs up under him because they're a big part of that team. So I think they're going to have a little adversity. They're going to come in first for sure. But it's the Niners. I mean, I do think their window is kind of closing because you're going to have to pay Purdy at some point.
Do you feel and that's the thing. We're just talking about Jordan Love and his contract situation. Brock Purdy's probably going to be not making record-breaking, numbers. You think he's going to break a record?
Listen, let me tell you right now. So the Niners want to. They got to like it's right now. It's Super Bowl or bust. Like you've been there twice. Yeah. You jagged it off twice against the same team. You know what I'm saying? Like if they fuck around and win this year or next season, I don't even know when Purdy's up for a contract, but he's going to get paid.
Yeah, going from what 700K to like
how many times now with him?
Yeah,
twice in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying him. So, yeah. But I think, I think they have to win soon because once you start paying the quarterback, you start losing players. You really are. Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know if they're doing what the Rams did. They were just kicking the can down the road. I don't give a fuck. We're going to pay everybody. We're trying to win.
Yeah.
You're trying to win. So once you like the fucked up salary cap only hurts when you don't win a Super Bowl.
We only have this one life, man. And if I'm the GM and I'm about to get canned in 2 or 3 years, let me go and knock on the door.
Sure how the Niners figuring out because they're paying everybody to go. Like they're like, fuck that. We're paying you. So I'm with you on the whole order for the NFC West. I think that whole division is gonna be fun. You got Marvin Harrison with the Cardinals. The Seahawks got some guys like you got Kenneth Walker. You still have Metcalf. You got Geno, of course. Don't give me the line, man. I know everybody on that defense like that. Don't give me like I used to. Don't give me the line like that. But
I think they've got some solid guys. They still got Tyreek Woolen, who I'm big on.
Okay.
As a DB.
Did Bobby Wagner go back there?
Who?
Did Bobby Wagner go back to the Seahawks?
I don't know. Last I thought he was on the Rams still, but I could be dead wrong. I don't know.
Maybe he is still on the Rams. Who knows? But the whole division is gonna be fun. But we are in order there. Like we got the same order. I feel like it's hard for anybody to actually pick anybody else to win that division at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like
I've seen some people on Twitter. One of our topics that we went over was, are the Rams overhyped? And it's because all over Twitter I'm seeing, and maybe they're just delusional Ram fans, I don't know. But they're saying, oh, well, having Puka and having Cooper Kupp and having Kyron and Blake Corum, yada, 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 that they're going to win the division. And I'm sorry, but I am not taking the Rams over the Niners.
No, I can't do that.
I can't do it. Maybe if I'm throwing a long shot bet, good odds on DraftKings or something, I might do it, but no, it's the Niners until further notice.
Man, even when the Rams won the Super Bowl, even when like the Rams had their squad, those teams, it was hard for people to pick them over the Niners at that time. I'm damn sure not doing it now. Yeah. And they had Aaron Donald there, right? I'm damn sure not picking the Rams. The Rams will have to show me to be like, damn, yeah, like they can win this division. Like they really can. So
yeah, and I think they got too many question marks on defense.
Right now. Absolutely. And even though I will take Stafford over Geno, but Stafford will throw you out of a game.
Yeah,
he will.
He's done it.
He will do that, and he will throw you into one and out of one. So it's gonna be fun. Football is always a roller coaster, but that is the NFC West. Both of us have picked Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals in that order. I think it's gonna finish that way. NFC North, or let's do them. NFC North, man. I want to go first since you went first last. I'll go first.
Go for it.
I'll go first. Here we go. I got Packers to win the division. I almost made this team be last because the fan base been pissing me off. They've been talking crazy.
Yeah.
Like they just been dominating and they had one good season. But I'm gonna make I had the Lions being second in this division. Lions second, Bears third, and Vikings fourth. I think, man, listen, I do think, is it a long shot? Maybe, but I think Bears Lions can flip flop at the end of the season. But I have the Bears third, Lions coming in second, Packers first, and the Vikings last. Like with the Vikings losing McCarthy and have to rely on Darnold, I don't think they're going to be bad. I just don't trust him. I feel like the Vikings have more question marks than anybody else in that division.
Okay.
Especially at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. They just I believe they got our third string quarterback that we just cut.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
So
they needed him. They need somebody. So
yeah, I just think in this division, I think it just comes down to like the quarterbacks at this point. Like Caleb, I think Caleb really is that guy. But we had to see him do it. So excuse me, I'm not going to jump out the window and be like they are second or they're going to be or win a division. I've seen that. I've seen people say they're going to win a division all over the place. And I knew this was going to happen because of Hard Knocks. And it was they had some good moments that make you be like, holy shit, this team. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a lot of moments in these 5 episodes for you to feel that way. But yeah, I go with the better quarterback. So it's gonna be Jordan Love and the Packers, Goff and the Lions, Caleb and the Bears, and then Darnold and the Vikings for me.
Gotcha.
Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Lions to win that division.
Ooh, okay.
I've got the Packers coming in 2. They're obviously gonna be a wild card. I've got the Bears at 3, and they're a dark horse for me to make a wild card. I do think that we make the playoffs this year. I don't think it's gonna be pretty. No. I think we're going to have to fight for it. But I ultimately think that we get there. I truly do. And the Vikings, I think they finished last. They've just got lots of trouble at quarterback right now.
They do.
So I'm not even going to really put them in the mix for it. But the reason I'll take the Lions over the Packers is they remind me of what the Niners were a year or 2 ago. They have an elite running back. They have 2 elite running backs, if we're being honest. I mean, David Montgomery, maybe not elite, but still, he's going to get you what you need out of him. Having that 1-2 punch at running back is crazy. Their offensive line might be the best in the NFL still. Their defensive line is insane. Aiden Hutchinson's been impressive. I think it was a DJ Reader as a nose tackle.
Yeah.
He is impressive too. They've addressed their secondary needs in this last draft. Jack Campbell, really good at stopping the run. I just think that they're a team that and Jared Goff, I'm one of the biggest Jared Goff haters.
Yes, you are.
I have hated him since he was a Ram. There's just something about his face when I deliver one of these. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him that always just frustrated me, but I got to give him his flowers. He played last year like a top 10 quarterback, and I don't think you can really deny it. Do I think he had a team that elevated him to that? And do I think he's always had a team, even with those Rams teams a couple years ago? I don't think he brought them to the Super Bowl. I think that team elevated him a bit. But I think we're going to see a similar thing here. I think the Lions just every position. I mean, even Laporta is looking like baby Kelsey out there, just with the receptions, the yards, the touchdowns. I don't know. He's really good. And the Packers, though, they're clear number 2. They probably could be number 1 by the time it's all said and done. I don't disagree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're going to have some inconsistencies this year, the Packers. I think the Lions are much more of a, just kind of march down throughout the season and collect all those wins. And the Bears, man, this team I've gone so back and forth with because I'm like, the homer in me says, yeah, they're going to win the division. They're going to do it. They're going to just shock the world with Caleb and Rome Odunze. I might love Rome Odunze more than I love Caleb right now. But, I don't know. That team to me can finish as high as 2, as low as 4. And if it's as low as 4, then we might be talking about a Matt Eberflus hot seat coming into next year.
Man, don't get me started on this shit, man. Don't get me started on this.
I know. Because if we finish below the Vikings,
don't get me started now. We'll talk about that. Don't get me started on that.
What's the next division? I can't.
Next division is NFC East. Who you got?
I've got the Eagles winning that division. I think last year was kind of an anomaly for that team.
Yep.
It will be interesting to see what they look like without Jason Kelsey. But ultimately, I still really like them more than the others.
I agree.
I got a spicy number 2 for you here. You're not going to like it. I've got the G-Men coming in at number 2. I know. That's my Skip Bayless moment of this podcast.
Hey.
That's my Skip Bayless moment.
Listen.
I'm standing behind it.
You got the Giants coming in second?
I think the Cowboys are due for regression.
Yes, I agree with you there.
I think their O-line is going to create lots of problems for them.
Yes.
I don't like who's catching the ball outside of CeeDee Lamb. No. And I'm sorry, Rico Dowdle is your running back one right now, or Dalvin Cook or Ezekiel Elliott. I think they're going to – I think it's more of the Cowboys underachieving more than it is the Giants overachieving. But I don't know. And that's a horse pick for me. That's a dark horse pick that they come into two. I don't think it's extremely likely, but I could see it happening. I really could. And I got the Commanders finishing fourth. I don't really like what that team had. They're in a rebuild right now. So, maybe they put together – maybe they fuck around and get third. But I got them 4. I got the Cowboys 3. And, yes, I've got the G-Men at 2. Malik Neighbors is going to – first of all, their defense goes so – their offense has been so bad the last few years. People forget how good that defense is. That defensive line is insane. Dexter Lawrence, Thibodeau, and you've got Brian Burns. That might be the best D line in the league.
You got a Reeves, you got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got they got some. I think they got playmakers in the secondary too.
Reason
what's crazy, I'm so familiar with their roster because I just started a Giants franchise. So this is how I'm so familiar. This is how I'm so familiar. This is crazy. Real quick, I started a franchise with the Bears, and I'm still doing it, but. This is the first time where, this is like, it's fun, but it's kind of easy because I have a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not even like it's fun because I'm building, but it's like, I don't have to groom a quarterback. Like he's good already in the game and he just got better. So I had to find a franchise where I could just start all over. But I say all to say, that's how I know that roster. And that's why I was like, this is crazy that you picked them second in your division because I thought I had a spicy one. So here's my NFC East. I got the Eagles number 1. People not picking the Eagles to win the NFC East is just insane to me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start there.
Yeah.
The Cowboys love is just getting out of control. Like it's just every year y'all just raise the bar of Cowboy love every year in the media. Like picking the Cowboys to win that division is just crazy, insane. So I got Eagles number 1. Man, I got the Commanders number 2, man.
Wow, that is a spicy one. Do you have the Giants?
Because listen, I'm going to say I really like Jaden Daniels. I like what he did at LSU. I just like his makeup. I feel like that division after the Eagles is so just up in arms, just up for grabs to the point. I feel like he's so dynamic. There's not a lot of tape on him yet to the point he can fuck around, split with the Cowboys, Giants, or sweep one of them teams and just fuck around and not saying make the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
But come in second because I really do think only one team is coming out to NFC East.
Yeah, and I'm not saying any of these records are going to be played.
I already know.
That's the thing. It's like who can lose the least,
Yeah, no, seriously. So I think Eagles is just going to be number 1, and then everybody's going to be fighting for 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. But I got it. Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Okay, so we flop 2 and 4. My only logic with the Giants is that I think, much like the Jets, their defense is going to keep them in games as much as possible. I think Singletary is kind of a very underrated running back. And let's face it, Khalil Herbert was able to do a solid, he's serviceable, and that's all that matters. And then now Daniel Jones has his first real weapon. I'm sorry. He has his first real pass catcher. Darren Waller's washed ass does not count. Darius Slayton does not count. I'm sorry. Kenny Galladay? He's had nobody. He's had nobody. And they beat the Vikings.
It's just crazy that you like Daniel Jones as much.
It's not even that I like Daniel Jones that much. I just think he can be competent. He can be a dunce. He'll throw you. He will cost you some games.
Yes, he will. It's the fumbles.
But I think that defense is also going to win them a lot of games. Not a lot of games. More games than their opposition in this division.
I got you. No, I feel what you're saying. Like, you are correct, though. That defense is a lot better than people realize because the offense is so bad. Like, and then I think the Giants getting Brian Burns is like a move that's not talked about.
Not enough.
Like, that is a game changer on defense. Yeah. Then you got Thibodeau. You got Dexter Lawrence. So we already went through it. Like we went through who they have already as pass rushers. So that's what you need. You need pass rushers, and you go get a premier one. And Brian Burns is like.
I really wanted the Bears to be in on him, man. I was pretty disappointed when I saw him go to the Giants, and I'm like, well, we've got this extra pick. We've got next year's second. Can we make something happen? But I'm content. I'm content.
Yeah, same. No, I'm saying and I know I get a reaction of Giants being second. I got Commanders at second. I feel like we both feel like the NFC East is just that bad after the Eagles.
Yeah, it really is.
That's more so what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if the Eagles don't win it, we've got a whole other can of worms to talk about here because that is your division to lose.
If the Eagles don't win it, I feel like that whole coaching staff is different.
Yeah.
Sirianni's out of there. Yeah. No, he's definitely done. If the Eagles don't win that division, but Eagles to win. David got Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders. I flip-flop. I got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. NFC South. Now, this is one NFC South was just like going back and forth with this was just kind of fun because this is a division where I feel like it's up for grabs outside of the Panthers. But who you got to start? Who you got?
I've got the Falcons winning the division. I've been very high on them for the last 2 years now. They finally have a quarterback that knows what he's doing. Whether he's going to be injured or not, I'd like to hope he's all right. Coming off of that, was it Achilles tear?
Was it Achilles or was it?
I forget if it was Achilles or a knee injury, but
yeah, I think it
regardless,
was.
I think whether it's Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, and that's another thing too. A lot of people dog on that Michael Penix pick. Was it picked at the wrong spot? Debatable, sure. However, I don't think that them acquiring him was the wrong pick. You've got your Super Bowl window, as far as I'm concerned. This is going to be year one of showing people what you can be with premier players like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, even though I know he's been having a rough go the last few years, but look at who's been throwing to him.
They got to get the ball to you. Shit, if they don't throw you the ball, he can't do shit.
And there's talks about him coming out in wide receiver or them running 2 tight end sets. I don't mind that either. That defense was criminally underrated last year. They're my division winner, and I think
they added,
obviously, and they added. Yes. Number 2, I've got the Buccaneers. They surprised me last year. I slept on them. Baker Mayfield. I can't help but root for the guy. Mm-hmm. He's a baller. He will not give up in a game. And I really like the rookie, McMillan, the wide receiver. I think, if something happens with Mike Evans, he's climbing up there in age, which, by the way, he's another one too. How can he get all these over 1,000-yard years and still just not be appreciated?
He don't be appreciated.
Yeah.
He over there, he got his Super Bowl ring, and he still just be putting up numbers, man.
Yeah.
No matter who the quarterback is, Jameis, Brady, Baker, I forgot who else he's had all type of people be his quarterback, and he just does nothing but perform 1,000 yards every year.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rashad White too. I think he's really solid. So. Yeah, I think that they're going to be number 2. Number 3, I'm going to have the Panthers, even though I'm rooting for them to finish last. Obviously, get that hopefully 33rd overall pick. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think the Panthers have done a lot to try and help Bryce Young. They realized that offense was so stagnant and he had no room to develop.
None.
Now they've got Leggett. I think he might not. I don't know what his talent level is going to be. But I think he's physically gifted. I think, they have another guy there. I'm blanking on the wide receiver. Who is
Godwin?
No, I'm talking about the Panthers. I'm blanking on the Panthers wide receiver.
I blanked. I'm thinking.
No, that's all good. But they got Leggett. They've got Jonathan Brooks. They just drafted too. Mm-hmm. You still got Thielen. Deontay Johnson's the other one that I was thinking of. So, I mean, they could be a sneaky team. They're going to definitely be a trap game for a lot of teams this upcoming year. So I got them finishing 3rd. I think the Saints are going to be terrible this year. A lot of people are talking about the Patriots, and I have the Saints being a bottom 3 team in the league this year. I truly believe that. I think I've seen everywhere that their head coach is probably going to be the first one to get fired this year.
He's awful. They should have never even brought him back.
Yeah. I think that Dennis Allen?
Yeah.
I think, like I said earlier, I think They have a terrible season. They clean house, and I think they're going to be like, you know what, Mike Vrabel, you had a lot of success with the Titans. Let's try and, build something with you, get that going. Maybe they're in the room to draft a quarterback next year. Carson Beck from Georgia. Somebody. But they need change on that team. They were coming out of cap hell. They're stuck with so much money that they have to pay players. Yeah. Minimal draft picks. Just clean house. This is going to be a wash of a season. Don't try to fool yourself. That's my take on them.
Yeah, I hear you on that because the Saints is going to get Derek Carr and then use it and then bringing Dennis Allen back was just bad. It just didn't look good. And giving Derek Carr all that money was just didn't make any sense to me.
Just about to say that doubling down on a mistake.
Yeah, that was just bad. That was really bad. But for me, man, I'm really high on the Bucks.
Okay.
I got the Bucks winning the division. I really like their defense. I think Levante Davis still there. I know they lost the corner. They lost the corner. I think they lost him to the Lions. I think they lost the corner too. But you got the big man in the middle. But I feel like you mentioned Mike Evans. I just really like Baker Mayfield, and he showed me a lot last season. And I feel like that team still has a lot to show us. They got a lot to prove. And the reason I wanted to make the Falcons first, I got them second because I just don't know about the quarterback situation. It always boils down to me a quarterback situation. Like for me, if you're teetering like this, it's got to go to the quarterback. And not saying I think the Falcons, they can win this division for sure, but I just don't know how healthy Kirk Cousins really is going to be. Because if he's healthy with them weapons, they can move the ball, man.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins can throw the rock around. I'm not saying I get how people talk about him, but he can still be a quarterback. I just don't know with him and Michael Penix. I just don't know their situation.
Well, and a first-year coach too, right? I mean, they lost Arthur Smith, so maybe it starts slow for them. Who knows?
Yeah, it could. So I got Bucks first, Falcons second. I think the Panthers are still made strides. I think they're still that bad, so I got them fourth, and I got the Saints third. If it end up the other way around, I can see that. But the Saints and Panthers are the Panthers are bad. The Saints are bad, but the Panthers are bad too. But like you said, the Saints should just, man, listen, watch this season because you're paying all these players on defense.
Yeah.
No draft picks. Taysom Hill got all that money. You got money in places that you don't need to be having money being spent at.
And maybe this is the year they decide to trade some of those defensive assets to get those picks.
You should, because I feel like if you're bad at the deadline, you got Tyron, you got Honey Badger, you can move him to probably to a contender. What's the DN name? Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan, yeah.
Cam Jordan. He's a DN that can probably help. He can still help a contender if they're that bad to get stuff back. For us, send him to the Bears.
I'll take anybody pass rushing who's competent.
No, dead ass. No, for real. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely. I feel like we'll talk about. I feel like that's our weakest link is our D line still, but I feel like the Saints could let off some people because I feel who else? Marshawn Lattimore. Like you need a corner. And I get it, but I feel like Honey Badger's an older safety. Cam Jordan's an older DN. Like they're not going to be here for your rebuild. Like this is like your last season with this squad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they shouldn't
not
be coming back
trajectory
next season
whatsoever.
Yeah, like Alvin Kamara. Like I don't think he's coming back next season. I feel like all these players, I think it's done now. I feel like that. I think the coach should be done, everything, but they're gonna be bad. So I got them third and the Panthers fourth because it's just the Panthers.
Yeah.
I feel like one thing, man, teams just don't do quarterbacks any justice, man. You can't be going to get you're already a bad team. That's why you got the first pick anyway. So you can't just be tearing up a team and don't give him no weapons, and then you got fans like, why he's terrible. I don't think Bryce Young. I do think Stroud was better than Bryce Young, but I don't think he's that much better than him. That Bryce Young is that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gets a lot of flack for last season, and I don't know that C.J. Stroud would have succeeded in that offense either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, we're talking semantics that just aren't really applicable. It's the whole what if game, and
they aren't. And that's why a lot of people don't understand that you can't do that, man. Like that last year situation for the Panthers was awful. Awful. Like we're gonna give you a pick and we're gonna give you DJ Moore.
Yeah,
I can't believe that. Like, how does Ryan Poles convince him to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember seeing that. I remember just getting the notification and it felt like a kid on Christmas. I'm like, oh my goodness, we got all of this. And Bryce Young, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was solid, but it wasn't anything like, he didn't wow me with his tape.
No, exactly.
He was in Alabama, and it's just, when's the last time an Alabama quarterback's actually been something? Truly. I mean, people like to allude to Jalen Hurts. Yeah, we played at Oklahoma. He transferred. It doesn't count. You know?
Tua, can you count Tua?
I'm not big on Tua, and if that's your number one pick, if I'm getting Tua, he's not turning a franchise around. Let's be real. Tyreek Hill has made him – Tyreek Hill should be getting a third of his money. Let me tell you that right now. Ain't no way. No way.
You're not a Tua guy.
No, I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's fun, but he's not going to go to an AFC championship. He will not be able to lose to Patrick Mahomes in the AFC championship, which is it's all formality at this point.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I get what you're saying. No, I'm with you, man. I hear you, man. I hear you. Shit, I think we got the same. Oh, we flip-flop. So you had Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints, and I had Bucks, Falcons, Saints, Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see the division going both ways like that.
Yeah. This division is going to be a bit of a toss-up here. I think ultimately 1 and 2 is going to be either Falcons or Bucks.
Yes.
And then, then there's a big drop-off with the other two teams.
If the Saints win that division, something mildly went wrong with the Falcons and the Bucks.
Oh, my God, yeah. I can't see how they win that.
Shit hit the fan if the Saints win that division with them two teams. But, man, off to the AFC, which I think the AFC is fun. Goddamn, the AFC is fun. When you start looking at it, the AFC West, man. Last year, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I fell for the okie doke. I fell for you know what? The Chiefs ain't gonna win this goddamn division. I fell for that shit last year. And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna do that because, we went through this shit before with Tom Brady. We kept saying he old or this team can't do this. Last year, the Chiefs, to their standards, were even that damn good. And they went to what we always used to say? One of my buddies all the time, matter of fact, a host for another good podcast, No Ketchup. My buddy Sean Little always say, get the Chiefs out of Arrowhead and you be just fine. We got the Chiefs out of Arrowhead and they still won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I'd say all that shit to say, the Chiefs is winning the AFC West. If you picking anybody else to win the AFC West, you're falling for the okie doke. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for that shit. Like the Chiefs is winning the division, and if they don't, somebody got hurt. That's it. Period.
I think anybody could get hurt on that team, and they'd still win. The only person that can't get hurt is Patrick Mahomes.
That's it.
That's literally it.
If 15 is up every 17 games, they're going to win that division.
Yeah.
Period. Do you see who we all saw who their receivers were last year? They started off in disarray. Chris Jones wasn't signed. They lost to the Lions at home on getting their raising the banner. They were struggling. I think they lost to the Colts. They were struggling. And then, they don't even have home field. Oh, they can't win. Man, we just knew Buffalo was going to win that game. Nope. We just knew the Ravens were going to win. Nope. So I'll say the Chiefs to win this goddamn division. I would never, ever bet against Patrick Mahomes ever again. I would never do that. After what I just saw in these playoffs in that last season in that Super Bowl, can't have me do it. Mm-mm. Can't have me. So I got Chiefs. Man, I think the Raiders are going to be a lot better than what people think. I think the Raiders are going to be very, very, very competitive. I really think so. I know the quarterbacks. I know I go off quarterbacks at this point. I know Justin Herbert is 10 times better than Gardner Minshew, but I don't know how healthy he is. And I do. This Raiders team just feel like they got a fire. Not saying they're going to make the playoff. But I feel like they're going to be in second place in this division. I just really like. I like Antonio Pierce, the way he talks, his passion, that's what the Raiders was really missing. I feel like he's really bringing it. I feel like when the player's really going to play for you, it shows. It's a difference. You play above your talent level a little bit. You start making plays. You're going to start doing extra shit that you wouldn't normally do. Like, they weren't going to go play hard for Josh McDaniels. You saw it. Like, we normally see that sometimes with interim coaches, but we really saw how it was like a switch. It went from Josh McDaniels, and then it was Antonio Pierce, and it was like, is this the same team? Like, they were competitive.
Yeah,
like
they were.
They beat the shit out of the Chargers 63-21 last year. Like,
I remember that. That was brutal.
Yeah, like they beat the shit.
Yeah, they definitely. That defense is no joke.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Max Crosby. Yeah. That's a game changer. He's scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what he is, a game changer. So, I do like John Harbaugh going to the Chargers. I do like that. I love Justin Herbert. I think he can make all the throws possible. But he's dealing with a plantar fasciitis injury. A foot injury like that, starting off already, is scary because that shit takes time to linger. If you come back, it takes time to heal. And if you come back too soon, one step, you can re-injure that shit. Now you got to go right back to recovering. So another 3-4 weeks, you're missing real games now. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know. The defense, I think, is going to still be good, but they're a little older. With both, I think Bosa's out. I think he's hurt.
Yeah, him and Khalil Mack. I really have no interest in.
Like that is just
at their wits' end.
Yeah, and then you got Derwin James. The receivers over there, they traded us Keenan Allen. You have I forget his name, but he's from TCU. He catches with his chest. He can be really
Quentin
good.
Johnson,
but it's
Mr. Glass Hands himself.
Yeah. So, and then they don't have Austin Eckler no more. I believe he went to the Commanders. So it's like, I don't know what Harbaugh's going to be doing over there. I don't know how healthy Herbert is. That defense, I feel like it's not going to be that much better. They're older. I feel like that's a team that, like, after this, you gotta get rid of. You gotta cut players. You gotta trade players. You gotta do what you gotta do. You got too much money on old defenders, you know, and over there with the Chargers. And the Broncos, I want everything bad to happen to Sean Payton. He gets so much glory off that one Super Bowl. Like, what the fuck has Sean Payton has really done since 2006?
Yeah. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all.
And that last year with the Broncos was just like, the way he just did Russ was just that was embarrassing. That was disrespectful to do that. Like, how they was just doing that.
That definitely made me lose a lot of respect for him as a coach.
Yeah.
Just even like from a professional standpoint, I don't think he handled that correctly at all.
No, he didn't.
And then wasn't there a whole thing going on where wasn't he talking a lot of crap to about Nathaniel Hackett?
Oh, he was talking crazy about Nathaniel Hackett.
Like, dude, are you in high school? Are you in part of Mean Girls? Like, what is
this? Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, what?
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Like, why are you bringing him up? Like, yeah, that man had a bad season. He's moved on. He's coaching with the Jets. Like, why are we doing this? Like, he's always salty about something, or he's trying to be like this big bad bully out there. But he's just, I mean, you know, it's just the Broncos, and he did all that to go get Bo Nix. I don't think the Broncos are going to be that good. They did resign Patrick Surtain, and the more and more I see these cornerback contracts, man, we got Jalen Johnson for a steal.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
We got him for a steal. So they did resign Patrick Surtain. Get your money, man, for real. Don't play a whole season without no new contract. I get it. You can get traded another time. You know, one thing about the NFL, like, players be getting their money. Like, it ain't about like, yeah, you want to win a Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is not about their legacy in the NFL for sure. Like, yeah, you want to win, but it's about your money because you ain't got that much time to play in the NFL. It take one hit.
Yeah, you know and it's such a small window for opportunity to actually go and compete, let alone win one. That you just
So it's like when you
money comes for
you got up for a contract, get your money. So shout out for him getting his money. The Broncos got rid of Jerry Jeudy. I feel like anybody from that last the regime is gone because they probably don't fuck with Sean Payton anyway. But I don't even know the other weapons over there with the Broncos. I just know Bo Nix, he gonna be all right. I mean, I don't think he's gonna wow you. If you watch him in Oregon, he's gonna make some plays, but I don't think he's gonna be doing nothing that's gonna have me thinking the Broncos is gonna be competing for a wild card. So they're definitely fourth for me. I don't know how many wins. They're just gonna be fourth. So for me, I got it. Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. Who you got?
Yeah, so number one, I've got the Chiefs, obviously. They're three-peating this year, as far as I'm concerned. They are. I'm just going to jump straight to it. They have gotten so much better than what they were last year. They proved, like you said, they could win on the road. They proved that it doesn't matter if there's the whole Taylor Swift crap going on, whatever the case is. It does not matter.
It doesn't.
Added Xavier Worthy, who, even if he's not Tyreek Hill, everyone's like, oh, he's the next Tyreek Hill. No, he's not. And it doesn't need to be. He truly doesn't. Mm-hmm. He is going to – Rashee Rice, not going to get suspended until next year. A lot of people really are overlooking that. Travis Kelce is still going to be a dog, and I think he's going to keep staying in the game, kind of like Gronk. As long as they're winning and in the hunt for this, he's staying in the game. Mahomes, Pacheco is one of the most underappreciated running backs in the league. When we talk about elite running backs, he helps that offense flow the way that it does. I myself even overlooked Pacheco going into last year. Then not enough credit was given to him. I think he rushed for, was it over 1,100 yards possibly? Mm-hmm. But that team, I don't know who's going to be able to compete with them, truly. You could say the Lions, but the Niners last year were better than the Lions. I don't know. The Chiefs by a million. Then you've got number two. I loved your take about the Raiders because I agree. I think that defense, Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins.
That's right. That's the guy they got. That's a big pickup. Yes.
Big pickup. I really wanted the Chicago to make that signing. But they're going to offensively have Devontae Adams. They're going to have Brock Bowers. Jacoby Myers isn't bad for a wide receiver too at all.
He's
not. Antonio Pierce gives me a Dan Campbell vibe in terms of being a player's coach. Just somebody that elevates you from a morality standpoint.
Yep.
I just think that, they're going to come and want to play for him, try to be better for him. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I think it's going to show on the field. My third team, I do think it's going to be the Broncos.
Oh,
I do think it's going to be the Broncos. And even though they're the horse team, I think that they're my dark horse for that division to get third. But they, Bo Nix, I think he's going to be closer to like Alex Smith when it comes to what his ceiling is. I think he's going to be a really good game manager. Smart. I think he's going to be a high IQ player. And they've got their running back room is so weird. They've got, I think, 3 running backs that could probably, you've got Javonte Williams, who many argue he really didn't get a fair shot because of injuries. You've got Jaleel McLaughlin, who did great when Javonte was out last year. And then they picked up from Notre Dame, Audric Estime. He is a physical freak. I think he's going to be a better goal line guy, but regardless, they should have a decent run game.
Yes.
Which Sean Payton has kind of thrived on over the years. And I think when you're having a good run game with a smart, high IQ quarterback potentially, I think it can bode for some success. Mm-hmm. Their playmakers are a big question. You've got Cortland Sutton, who, I don't know, he kind of was damaged by injuries early in his career. Then you had Russell Wilson, and him kind of looked decent last year.
He did.
I don't know. You've also got Troy Franklin that doesn't get talked about enough. Because going in to the college football playoffs, they said that it was going to be Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Keon Coleman, and then Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin was revered as a top 5 wide receiver out of this class. Then he just plummets down that draft board. A lot of people say it's character issues. A lot of people like to pin it on the intangibles of his game. Sorry, man. There's a lot of psychos in this league that do well, and if he is one of those psychos, and him and Bo Nix having that connection, I think that again, you're playing fantasy, take a flyer pick on him. Maybe he does well. I don't really see it. Marvin Mims going to beat him for wide receiver too. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I think that team's going to be solid. Now going to the Chargers, I think with Harbaugh, this is going to be a year where they try to establish identity. Kind of like, okay, I'm going to find the players that I want on this team, that I want in my system. And I think they're going to have a lot of growing pains from that. Yeah. I think, I wasn't even aware of the Justin Herbert injury, but yeah, that's nothing to mess around with, obviously. That's going to be something that has to be closely monitored. And let's face it, the Chargers the last 4 years, 5 years, as long as I can remember, every year, they might go win in the division. Yes. Their team looking really back this year. And it's just, they're overrated. They're overrated. I don't know how else to lay it out. I just think that, Harbaugh is going to figure it out. I just don't think that it's this year. So that's why I'm going to have them finishing fourth and kind of underachieving, not really meeting expectations like they do every year.
Mm-hmm. And the Chargers been like, we've been always like, this is the year for the Chargers. We've been doing this since LT and Phillip Rivers, man.
Yep.
We've been doing this shit for a long time. So it's like, I don't know when this is going to – I think Harbaugh is a good choice for them, and I think it can change. So I'm not mad at you for them having fourth because I don't know what Herbert is going to be like. If he's not healthy all season, your season's a wrap.
Yeah,
anyway.
Pretty much.
So and then you old as shit on defense. So
no playmakers really. You got McConkey and Quentin Johnston. I mean, okay.
What's his name? Quentin Johnston. He don't catch shit with his hands, boy.
No.
God. It's my God, it's bad out there. But we pretty much Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Chargers for you, and I just flip flop the end. So we pretty much thinking the same here. I'm seeing some here. AFC North. Since you rolling, man, who you got for AFC North, man?
I think this is the hardest division to predict in football right now.
Yes.
They're the most challenging division in general. I think that top to bottom, you can make an argument that all of these teams have a playoff run in them, especially if Deshaun Watson is looking good. Maybe he kicks off some of that rust.
He looked so slow and lost last year.
Yeah.
Before he got hurt, he looked like everybody got faster and he couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he looked to me.
Yeah. I can't help but not have the Ravens at first. They've got to be first in that division. Lamar coming off an MVP year. That defense doesn't seem like it's missed a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then
they lost Patrick Queen though, right? They lost him.
They lost him to the Steelers.
He did go to the Steelers. That's right.
Yeah. And he's gonna fit so well in that scheme too.
Yes, he is. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I think the Ravens, they're a shoe-in for first. Well, maybe not a shoe-in. I shouldn't say that. But I think they are a heavy favorite to finish first.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I got the Steelers. They're my horse for the Steelers. They're number 2. They are number 2. When that team is healthy on defense with TJ Watt, they go from a solid, good defense to elite.
Yeah, they do.
TJ Watt changes everything. I think that the Steelers having a competent quarterback potentially with Russell Wilson, and then maybe that upside in the late stretch with Fields. Maybe I'm a bit ambitious. I don't feel too confident about it. They're a dark horse second, pick in this division, but I love their run game with Najee and Jaylen Warren. I like Jaylen Warren a lot. Baby Austin Eckler right there. And Freiermuth, he's solid. They're a solid team. I think they're just a really complete and well-coached team. Again, that defense is going to really be the, premier spot of this team going into the season. But, yeah, I think the Bengals, who are going to be number 3 for me, and by the way, the Steelers are making the wild card and the Bengals are making the wild card. That's my prediction here. I'm going in on that. The Bengals.
All right. Shit. Okay. I love this. Okay.
I got both of them going as wild card teams.
All right.
I think the whole narrative of this hot seat bullshit with Mike Tomlin, he's Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No
I think he's Russell Wilson. Mike Tomlin is the coach Russell Wilson deserved before going to Denver. He didn't deserve the Sean Payton treatment. He deserved a Mike Tomlin. And I think Mike Tomlin is going to unlock something late in this man's career that allows them to sneak into the playoffs. I got the Steelers at 2. The Bengals, the whole Jamar Chase situation freaks me out. I think the Bengals are one of those high upside teams with a healthy Joe Burrow, healthy Chase, healthy Higgins. Their run game seems a little suspicious to me. I don't really trust Zach Moss and Chase Brown out of Illinois.
Yeah.
I don't know what to really make of that. So that could be a real problem on their team. And their defense doesn't exactly wow me. I know they got Bates. Do they still have Bates, or did he go to somewhere else? I forget.
Jesse Bates. He went to the Falcons.
He went to the Falcons. There you go. Exactly. You're losing him there. You've got Hendrickson. I really like. I like that they kind of hung on to him. But I think they're a team that might not meet expectations this year, because we look at a healthy Burrow, a healthy Jamar, and we think playoffs automatically. And I just think people forget that this is a team sport. You could have two premier players, but ultimately there's so many other guys on that field, and I just think that they might be a bit weaker there. So I think that's why too. And then I got the Browns at 4. I think Deshaun Watson's going to look a lot better. I think I think 1 through 4 is going to be decided by maybe 2, possibly 3 games at the most in terms of their record.
I will say this. Piggyback off that. I will say this. I think this is the one division I think everybody's going to have a winning record.
Yeah, I could see it.
1 through 4, I think everybody's going to have a winning record.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the most stacked division, top to bottom, and they're ridiculous.
I love your take, though, on the Steelers being second and why you have them second. Like, not just I have them second, but it makes sense about the Bengals. Like, for me, like, I'm with you on the Ravens being 1. I just got Bengals second, Steelers third, just because I trust Burrow over Russ and Fields. But that Steelers defense that Steelers defense is real. And then you added somebody, and then you already got TJ Watt. But I got the Browns last. But I do think everybody's going to have a winning record in that division. It's going to be a hard fought at. Like, that's one division. I feel like the AFC North and the NFC East is 2 divisions where when you talk about teams and fan bases that hate each other, they hate each other. Like, it shows on Twitter, like the banter between teams in the AFC North is just insane. Like, Ravens fans and Bengals, Brown fans get into it, but between like Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers, the banter is crazy. It's just so it's like those games, we still get like 13-9 games in that division. Isn't that shit crazy how we
Yeah. Yeah, and I got to say, too, part of me going with the Steelers at 2 is me kind of doubling down on I think TJ Watt's going to be a defensive player of the year.
Me too.
That's my
defensive player of the year pick, TJ Watt.
I don't mean to spoil it. It's just like,
yes, okay.
He is so talented, and when he is healthy and on that field,
goddamn, yes,
he's a game wrecker. And I just think that that's going to contribute massively to their season. They're going to overachieve. I don't think a lot of people have them finishing number 2 in this division.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe if you're optimistic, but
I've seen people say like they're going to be like the worst team in the league. I've seen people say they barely going to win 6 games. So we're going to see. There's always the Steelers always talking about they're always a talk of the town where of like as far as is this going to be the year they're going to be bad. So with you having them second, I can see them making second and being in the fucking wild card.
Let me ask you this. If the Browns, because I feel like everyone almost has the Browns finishing 4th, if the Browns finish 3rd, who do you think is the team that finishes 4th in that division?
Bengals.
Exactly my point.
I think it's the Bengals. If it wasn't the Browns to finish last, I think it could be the Bengals. The Bengals got a lot of question marks, and then
a lot of holes to fill on that team.
Huh?
A lot of holes to fill on that team.
Yeah, like, and I feel like I don't know if they still haven't figured out the offensive line. Like, I don't know if they figured that out all the way yet. So it's just, and like you say, you lost Mixon. I guess you had to. Chase, we don't even know if he's playing Sunday. Like I said earlier. So I mean, I get it. They got rapport already, but you still don't want to not have and don't have game speed. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. So you don't want to miss that. So if it was a team, I can see them Bengals being last. Honestly, I can see anybody in this division being last outside of the Ravens.
Yeah. I will say this, and I want to just fact check it before I go on and say it here.
And I forgot the Ravens even got Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I've always said that Lamar Jackson needs an elite run game, and they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. I guess the Ravens this year with Derrick Henry could I don't know how you stop that. The Chiefs last year struggled with the run a little bit, and if you got Lamar going one way on these read options and Derrick Henry going the other, they're two powerful runners. I don't know. It's
and
really
Derrick Henry, yes, he's older, but he can still run the rock. Like he's not like the main guy no more. Like he can still give you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be interesting.
So a conspiracy that was brought to my attention earlier today by a Chiefs fan. He'll remain anonymous for the sake of this.
I think I know who this Chiefs fan is.
Yeah. We were talking about the Jamar Chase situation. He's like, I got a hot take. I'm like, all right, let's hear it. He said, I think the the Bengals are not going to pay Jamar Chase until after week 2. They're going to let him sit out not 1, but 2 games. And they're going to get mollywopped by the Chiefs. And they're going to use it as an excuse as to why they got mollywopped by the Chiefs. Because, we're missing our wide receiver 1. We realized what value he brings to this organization. And now we know we can give him the money. I normally call him crazy for half the shit he says.
I hope he's watching right now too. That's an insane ass take.
It's an insane take. It's a conspiracy theory for a reason.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Did they wait that long? God damn! Like what is taking so long? Anyway, I don't want to take too long on that. But what is taking so long for them to pay Chase in the first place?
You're gonna pay him anyways. Just give him the damn money. I don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, like you're gonna pay this man. Like you're gonna pay him.
And you know what? Like you said, I'm happy the players, if they're not gonna have safety, priority with the NFL, let them get their money. And I like that it's kind of shifting to a players' league because we saw Le'Veon Bell, hold out, and he kind of had an unfortunate ending with his career. But
yes,
I think that we're not really seeing that as much anymore. I think we've got guys who are, sitting out, understanding their value at a young age. Because Le'Veon Bell was a little bit older when that all went down for him in the Jets, right? I believe.
He left. No, he did it with the Steelers. He held out, and then he ended up signing with the Jets. And it still wasn't a great deal either. I mean, running backs now is just, I feel bad for them.
Yeah, they're screwed. Yeah,
they are.
But ultimately, I think it is becoming more of a players' league. So I am happy to see that. As a fantasy football fan, I'd like to hope these players make agreements before going into the season. But if they don't, I'm not going to hold it against them because you could get injured in every snap, and it could be your last snap of your career.
Absolutely. So get your bread. So I feel. I feel Jamar. Like if they're gonna wait 2 weeks, I mean that's on them. But hold out and get your bread, my boy. Please.
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Please do. Off to the AFC East, man. I felt like this was really easy for me. Like as soon as I did it, I was like, I'm done. Move on. I got Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots.
Okay.
Just like, I know a lot of people are like, man, Diggs left. He's with the Texans. I feel like if you watch how the Bills got back, like they started running the ball more. Diggs wasn't, and I had Diggs on my fantasy team last year. And the second half of the season, they was not targeting him like that. It felt like that. And like he wasn't a big part of the offense. I think even in the playoffs, he wasn't getting targeted like that, even in playoff games, to be honest. But I feel like they stopped having Josh Allen last year play Superman ball like he would normally play, to the point now I feel like that defense is, I know they lost some players, they're a little older too, but I still think that defense is still good enough. And Josh Allen is the best quarterback in that division. I feel like that should be like unanimous. Even though Aaron Rodgers is in that division, I feel like that should be unanimous. But I feel like the defense still will be good. Josh Allen is still Josh Allen. The running game can still do some things, and I feel like they're gonna win that division. The Jets, I think that their defense, probably the best defense in that division. It's just question marks on the offense. You just don't know what it's going to be like. You just don't know. That's why I had them second. The Dolphins are going to score a lot of points. I just don't. Defense is just, I feel like there's nothing. They're going to score. That's what they're going to do. They're going to be fun as fuck. They're going to score, but they're probably not going to stop a lot of people. I do think Tyreek Hill is going to get 2,000 yards this year, though. I will say that.
Okay.
I think it's going to happen. And the Patriots are just bad. And I found out some Patriots fans still don't think they got their quarterback.
Really?
I've noticed they're 50-50 on Drake, man. They still don't know if he's like the future yet. They don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see. I remember people were talking crazy like, we don't know if the Bears should get Drake. Man, listen, if the Bears on draft night would have said our number one pick is anybody else other than Caleb Williams, I would have flipped the table.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would have been the same mistake as, 2017? With
oh, my God, yes. Like, don't
or 2016?
It would have been so bad. Was it 2017? 2018? I forgot what year that was, but it'd have been just as bad as that. Like, this was a layup, and they would have picked anybody else but Caleb or lost it. So some people feel like I've seen some Patriot fans talking about, I don't know about Drake May yet. So I don't know was he even named the starter?
No, he's not the starter. They're gonna have Brissett starting right now.
That's what I thought.
I don't hate it. You're not competing for anything.
Exactly.
Let him kind of observe a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush. That's the thing. You don't got to rush these quarterbacks. If you don't have to, don't rush them. If you don't have to, fuck what everybody talking about it's your team. If you don't got to rush them, don't rush them. Now, when their team is just ass, throw them out there. Like, you really know you can't compete for shit. Like, everybody think they can compete in the first quarter of the season. After that, throw them out there, let them learn some shit. But I got them last. Like, no debate. Like, no debate there. Like, Patriots last. So I got Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Who you got?
I've got the Jets. I've got the Jets at 1.
All right. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
I think they get it by one more win. I really think it's going to be a narrow gap between the two teams. I think ultimately the Jets, and I don't think any of these teams are going to have crazy records, right? Like, I can see them having the Jets
10,
having
11.
like 10 wins, maybe 11 wins.
To win the
Bills,
division,
9 or 10 wins.
Yeah.
The Bills are still I like their offseason moves that they've made to address their losses, but I got to see it play out first before I'm fully invested in them winning the division. And if the Jets are healthy, I do like them for the division. I don't know. Their run game, Breece Hall, one of my favorite running backs in the league right now. Garrett Wilson, one of my favorite receivers in the league right now. How can you not like them?
I love that defense.
That defense is just otherworldly.
I love the Jets defense. I'm not gonna lie.
Big Quinn Williams guy. A lot of people like to talk about sauce in their corners, but Quinn Williams.
Hey, I'm a D-line guy. Quinn Williams is oh my God. I love his motor. I love watching him play.
I always tell Ronell, I'm like, future Bear right there. He likes to tell me how great he is. I'm like, don't worry, he's a future Bear, my boy.
Hey, he's such a dog, man.
Yeah.
A guy in the middle like that is just wreak havoc. It just changes everything because that pressure up the middle, the quarterback can't step up.
And that's the thing. You've already got these elite DBs, and now he's making their job easier. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Hey, is Sauce the best corner in the league?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Who's the best corner in the league?
I give that title to PS2 over in Denver.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
He gets overlooked because he plays for Denver, but if you put him on a contender, he's number 1. I think Sauce is probably – I think he's probably number 2, maybe even number 3. I don't know. I can't really think of who I'd put ahead of him at 2 right now off the top of my head, but he's certainly top 3 easily.
Yeah, for sure.
At the minimum. But
yeah. You might be right. Surtain might get overlooked because he is he's in Denver, so it's like –
you go and put him with Atlanta, or you go put him with the Lions, or just a potential contender here.
Yeah,
the whole narrative shifts, right?
Yeah,
you go put Sauce on Denver, and people overlooking him too.
No, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Dolphins, I got them at 3, like you said.
Yeah,
explosive offense. The defense is going to be an Achilles heel for them. They're going to struggle all year with that.
They lost. Big man in the middle. They lost Wilkerson, so it's like you losing players on the defense that was already giving up points.
Yeah, I mean, to me, they're no more than just a fantasy football team. Tyreek, Achane is going to be fun. They got that rookie Jalen Wright. I like him quite a bit too. But yeah, they're going to be missing a little bit. They'll definitely be a pain to play though, because they'll score on you at any given moment. So Yeah.
Yep.
But then I got the Patriots last. I think this is, like you said, one of the easier divisions for the most part.
So easy.
I feel like Jets and Bills are kind of interchangeable, and then that bottom tier is just Dolphins, Patriots.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was easy. That's like the AFC East is like one of them. Like if I turned the TV and I saw some shit like Dolphins Patriots, I don't think I'm watching that on a Sunday ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really want to see that. I don't think I want to see the Dolphins just whoop that ass.
It's probably going to be a Thursday night football game that we're just like, fuck it, I don't need to watch this game this week.
Yeah, you know how that is. We say that shit now that we ain't going to want to watch it. I'm going to be watching all type of shit. I ain't going to lie.
I'll have it on in the background when I'm playing some 2K or something.
I'm such a sucker for football, man. I watch anything.
Yeah.
I watch anything football. But AFC South, man, this shit, I did go back and forth with some things with the AFC South. But I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off real quick, and I got Texans, number one. CJ Stroud, I think he showed you a lot. You know what's crazy? CJ Stroud had an insane year last year, and he only had 27 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It make it seem like he had more. I just thought
5 of those in one game.
Yeah, I thought he had 30 plus touchdowns last year. I really did, but I think he's going to take another step. I mean, he's going to have some growing pain. I think that's normal in your second year in a pro season. But I think with the receivers they had, then you add Stephon Diggs a leader. Hopefully he's not going to be, whiny or nothing like that. But I feel like a coach like DeMeco Ryans is going to be good for him. I feel like in Buffalo with McDermott, I feel like McDermott lost some ways there with him. Also, I think real quick, you think he's on the hot seat, McDermott?
Potentially.
Okay. Well, I'll do it back on that. But yeah, I got the Texans. I think DeMeco Ryans is going to be good for that with Diggs going there. That defense is really goddamn good, like really good. Oh man, Stingley, is he the best corner in the league?
I wouldn't say he's best corner in the league. I mean, I think he's probably approaching top 5.
Okay. Because
I saw a list today that said that Jalen Johnson was number 3, and I'm like, this is Pro Football Network, and I love Jalen Johnson, but I feel like if I were to tweet out saying he's a top 3, cornerback in the league, he's, David's being a fucking homer. Well,
he is really good though.
He is really good, and it's just I don't know. I feel like you can't say it as a Bears fan without. Bears fans are of delusional hype this year.
We're gonna be able to see it more with a better defense how really good he is. But there, is it Derek Stingley? DJ Derek? I'm fucking his name
Derek Stingley.
But he's I've seen people say he might be the best corner in the league, but he's good. You got Will Anderson Jr. Man, there's so many other players on that damn team, but they're young and they're good. I feel like they're gonna win the division again. I got Colts coming in at second. Anthony Richardson coming back from that shoulder. I think they're going to be fun. On that defense is going to be fun. You got Jonathan Taylor. I don't think there's no more holdouts, nothing like that. I think they're healthy. The Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence just got to just show me. I feel like last year was just like, even though they won in the playoffs, they beat another team that chokes, the Chargers. So it's like, I don't know how that really translate. Yeah. They could actually be second in this division. I just don't know what they're going to be like the Jaguars. And then the Titans, I think, full rebuilds. I think we got them week 1. Now, do I think we can lose to them? Yes, I think it could happen, but we should beat them. But the Titans are definitely last. They got Will Levis as the quarterback. You lost Derrick Henry. I know you got D-Hop, but D-Hop just got money. That's why he's there. He really don't give a fuck about. I don't really think he cares. The defense now the Titans defense don't get a lot of praise, but they are good. You got Simmons. Is his name Jonathan Simmons?
I believe so. Yeah, you got
Simmons in the middle. You got Landry over there. You got some guys over there on defense, but ultimately, I think they're going to be last. So I don't know how you feel. I feel like I went back and forth with my 1 and 2, but I feel like it was fairly easy for me to pick. What about you?
I feel like I don't know. This division was a little harder for me to pick, and I think a big part of it is this reminds me a lot of the NFC East, where the Texans resemble the Eagles. I feel like they should be heavy favorites in this division.
My fault, man. Jeffrey Simmons. That's his name. Jeffrey Simmons. Thank my man. Go ahead.
I think that they're going to resemble the Eagles in that they should be the favorites. CJ Stroud came off of an awesome rookie year.
Yeah.
They improved at wide receiver even more. They improved at running back. Their defense is going to be another year older. D'Amico Ryans has impressed the hell out of me.
My God.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, we knew what he was about over in San Francisco, but
yeah, but goddamn, like for real,
he's
seriously.
for real. He's going to be a head coach for a while. And then I look at the Texans. Yeah, they're going to be good. I've seen some people say that they could potentially dethrone the Chiefs. I don't think that's going to be the case.
This season coming up.
Like this season coming up, and I don't think that's the case at all.
Oh wow!
I don't even think that I have them as a top 3 team in the AFC right now.
Yeah, I mean they could with the divisions they win the division, right?
I mean, yeah, any given Sunday, it's
true.
kind of the whole part of it. But I still don't think that they're gonna. I think the Chiefs are, they're not gonna lose to them.
No, hell no. I don't think that's gonna be the team that's gonna knock the Chiefs out.
Yeah, no, I think the Ravens have a lot better of a shot than the Texans do.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
But I look at the 2 through 4 in this division, and I have the Jaguars at 2 because I don't want to quit on Trevor Lawrence. I think the whole NFL has quit on him a little bit.
Yeah,
they forget that he was
so
highly revered in college, and he had a rough year last year. His stats haven't been pretty. I chalk a lot of that up to his O-line. If you go look at what his O-line's been the last 3 seasons, they've been bottom 3rd in the league. It's kind of hard for a young player to develop when you're not giving him the protection that he needs. Some quarterbacks can do it. Deshaun Watson did it without an offensive line for years. Trevor Lawrence isn't Deshaun Watson. He has a different element to his game. He needs protection.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Jaguars have tried their best to address it. And I think ETN is awesome. I love Brian Thomas. I think he could be the alpha on that squad. Gabe Davis is a solid pickup. Not my favorite, but Christian Kirk still being your 2 or still your 1. Not the worst either. Evan Ingram, still a very underappreciated tight end. And so, yeah, I think they kind of whiffed with Trevon Walker a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He was like their number 1 overall pick.
And that shit happens sometimes. It'd be like that. So,
yeah.
For sure.
But I'm going to be optimistic and say that the Jaguars finish 2.
Ooh, okay.
I've got the Colts finishing last. And I know that one's kind of a shocker because I love Anthony Richardson. I love Jonathan Taylor.
Wow.
I like what they've got going on over there. But I think the Titans are going so under the radar. And offensive line is one of the most overlooked positions in the league, I feel like. Because that's what kind of helped propel the Lions to where they got last year. Jared Goff, if he doesn't have the time that he does to throw to these awesome players, I think Will Levis has shown that he's got an arm. Whether he finds the decision-making is a different story. But I think that he's going to have enough time to read through his defense, progressions. I think he's going to have enough time to just make smarter plays. Right. And like you said, that defense is kind of getting overlooked as well. I think they're very much a team that is going to be flying under the radar, which is probably how they want it. And I'd like to see what they do this year. And with the Colts, I mean, like I said, going back to the NFC East, I think that this division resembles it because I think 2 through 4 is kind of just a toss-up.
It is.
I really think that the Colts could finish 2nd, they could finish 4th. I'm just going to go off of what history has shown us and that Anthony Richardson has a very aggressive style at quarterback. And if he gets injured, I don't like the Colts' chances. And so I need to see him be a little more conservative as a quarterback this year to ensure he stays on the field. Otherwise, the Colts don't have a chance in hell.
He was definitely reckless as fuck. I mean, that's why he ended up getting hurt, but he was definitely reckless as fuck.
But he's a baller, though. He is. High risk, high reward, man. But
yeah, he's definitely fun. He's definitely fun, man. That was interesting. We agreed a lot, but we had some takes in the and I do love how you had your takes and you had substance to it. I don't like when people have takes and have nothing to go with it. Like you're just talking just to talk. Like you don't like. You gotta give me a reason on why you're saying it. Don't just because. And I love that. I love that a lot. Real quick, we're gonna go through we ain't gotta pick our 1 through 7, man. Give me your just give me your Super Bowl picks, or do you want to do our award? We got a couple things. We already had 2 hours. I knew it was gonna be a longer show because it's a preview show. Yeah. But do you want to just run through the awards and you pick your Super Bowl and we finish with the Bears? You want to do that?
Yeah, that works perfectly fine.
I bet. We can do. We can start with just give me your awards. We're gonna go through MVP. Lead up for last. We got MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year. Let's start with Offensive Player of the Year. Who you got?
Offensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna go with Bijan Robinson.
Ooh,
I think he's
You're so high on the Falcons. Oh man,
I love the Falcons. I love them.
Oh man, okay.
I think Bijan Robinson was one of the best running back prospects that we have had. I don't know. I'm not going to say since Adrian Peterson because that's obviously being excessive and egregious.
But what about since Barkley, since Saquon?
Since Saquon, yeah, I think so. I think he has the chance to surpass that if he stays healthy. I just think he is an otherworld talent. Yeah. And I truly believe that if he's not having Arthur Smith screw him over week after week, I think the sky is the limit for him. I think he is going to be the reason that Kirk Cousins doesn't have to do too much. And I think that is going to be the reason they win the division ultimately. And they might even get out of the first round of the playoffs. I feel okay saying that, depending on the matchup, obviously, but I would not want to face Atlanta in the playoffs.
Ooh, yeah, that secondary is crazy. If they say, well, of course, health. Like we didn't gotta say that, but like barring no injuries, that might be a dangerous team. Well, you got Kurt, you got weapons on offense, the defense. You know, but we know what he did in the secondary. Like everybody's getting paid over there. So, hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that Offensive Player of the Year award pick. For me, I kind of like alluded to this earlier, but I'm going with Tyreek Hill, man. I think he's going to get that 2K. I think he's going to end up being the Offensive Player of the Year for sure. I think it's going to happen. And after hearing Tua talk about how, like, they was kind of like wanting him to get it, I think they want to finish that shit. I don't think they're not going to try to go outside the game plan, but I really do think they're going to try to get him to get 2,000 yards, and that's my Offensive Player of the Year.
Dude, I think they were trying to do that last year. I was just looking at
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like, he was saying, like, at some point, it was, like, force-feeding him. Like, he was saying in an interview. So, and you could see it after he said, like, yeah, they really were doing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to look on Sleeper right now, they show you the whole, like, targets, you know, the target share. I was looking earlier today at Tyreek Hill, thinking about trading for him, and I saw there was a portion of the season, I want to say, like, an 8-game stretch. He had anywhere between 12 and 15 targets a game.
Yes, bro.
What are we talking about? Like,
yes, bro. Like, so I think he's gonna get 2,000, and I think he's my Offensive Player of the Year pick. Who you got for Defensive Player? I'll go first. Did you go? Yeah, you went. I'll go first. Yeah. I alluded to this earlier, man. TJ Watt. I think he's gonna have 20 plus sacks. I think he's gonna have a couple interceptions in there. Some forced fumble. I think he's gonna be all over the fucking place. Like he's really like that. Like he's really like that.
Absolute game wrecker. I'm with you on that. That's my Defensive Player of the Year pick. I think he has a chance to get some MVP votes. Now, obviously he's not gonna get it, but yeah.
Yes. I feel like he's that type of he's not Aaron Donald, but he's like an Aaron Donald game wrecker. Like he would change the entire game.
Yeah.
You may not see him all game because he's being double team and triple team, but the 3 to 5 plays that he make is such like it's so loud. You know what I'm saying? But even though like TJ Watt, he had games like he'll have like 18 tackles, 2 sacks, and interception. You'd be like, what the fuck? And he'll keep doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he's gonna have 20 plus sacks this year. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. With adding Queen over there, so I really think it's going to even do so much more. Like you can't just double him; you keep adding stuff over there. You know, you still got Big Cam over there, I believe. I feel like TJ is going to now. And if you get TJ for all 17, man, that is Defensive Player of the Year right there for sure, for sure. So I feel like you got the same pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of the reason I think the Steelers finished second in their division.
Yeah, like he is so good. Like a game record like that on defense, like at any moment, he can flip the field for you. Like if your offense is not being able to move the ball, he can get a big sack or interception or a fumble recovery or something. Like he's really like that. He you can put him all over the field. You don't know where he's gonna line up. That's another thing. That's another thing that's scary about him. So we agree there once again. Rookie of the year, I feel like we're gonna agree. But who's your rookie of the year?
So obviously I feel like Caleb has to be Caleb could put together a mediocre season and still get rookie of the year just off of hype, just off of narrative, all of that. I'll say the guy that probably deserves it because, if we're taking away the positional weight that quarterback has over other positions, I think Marvin Harrison's a shoo-in. He would be my pick.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Marvin with Kyler Murray, because a lot of people shit on Kyler Murray, and
I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a Kyler guy whatsoever.
That'll be where we definitely pivot and disagree. I am all fucking in on Kyler Murray.
You all in on Kyler Murray?
All in on Kyler Murray this
year. Shit!
Their record is going to be
your
bad.
Shit. I love that.
Their record is going to be bad. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to be the reason they win a lot of games. They're going to lose so many games, but I think he's going to put up 4,000 passing yards this year.
Okay,
Kyler.
I can see that.
Marvin Harrison. If Caleb Williams doesn't get 4,000 yards, I would like to see Marvin actually get rookie of the year. Assuming he does what I think he'll do. But I don't know, man. Marvin is a generational wide receiver prospect.
He is.
I know a lot of people compare him to AJ Green. I think he might have a better career trajectory than that. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see Marvin get some nods for sure. And Caleb is the boring pick. That's the pick that everyone kind of is assuming is going to be.
Yes.
But I think Marvin is just insane.
He is insane. No,
clip of him running routes in these.
No, he's definitely insane. Marvin, he's really insane. Like, we know who his daddy is. We don't mention his name, but if y'all don't know, go to Google why we don't mention his daddy's name. But yes, he got who his father is, but this dude, the way he run routes, the way look how big he is. Like he reminds me of Calvin Johnson coming out of college. That's what
I didn't want to say it because again, that kind of feels like
no, man. Like
some people might be like, "Oh, you're being egregious comparing him to that," but it's warranted for sure.
Like man, I remember watching Calvin Johnson at Georgia Tech. I felt the same way watching Marvin Harrison Jr. at Ohio State. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. The route running, the contested catches, the speed, the size.
Yes.
It's on
everything.
Yeah, it's unreal.
The hands. He's plucking that shit out the air. Like there's no body. The throw radius for him, like the way he can jump it's just insane. So I'm not mad at that pick about that at all. I'm not mad at it at all. If Caleb don't win it, I would love to see him get it. And I will actually just look. I had to go look at CJ Stroud numbers. So he played 15 games. He completed 63%. I'm gonna give him 64, 63.9, 64% passer completion, 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That won him rookie of the year. Now, if Caleb don't have them numbers, do you feel like that's like not rookie of the year numbers if Marvin Harrison go crazy?
I mean, I think it's going to come if Caleb mirrors those numbers or has a little bit less. And what's Marvin's threshold? Does he have to eclipse 1,400 yards?
Yeah,
and 11 or 12 touchdowns. I don't know. I mean, because obviously that's an insane season for a rookie.
Yeah, but, it is.
I don't know. I think Caleb, the thing that would potentially get him out of the rookie of the year voting would be the interceptions. He's going to be a gunslinger.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Bears fans need to expect. I'm expecting upwards of 15 interceptions this year from him.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into him, but I will say the one thing that worried me about Caleb is fumbles. He fumbled a lot at USC. A lot of people don't know that as well.
Yeah.
But I think he will have, because look, 5 interceptions. I didn't realize CJ ended with five interceptions is wild.
That's wonderful for a rookie.
Yeah. So to think, if you think Caleb gonna come in here, don't get me wrong. If Caleb came in here and only had 5 interceptions, trust me, I would love that. We fuck around win. If he has 5 interceptions, we fuck around have 13 wins. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's an insane season if he only has 5. So to think another rookie's gonna do that, come on, man, be real. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but these are crazy numbers. So like, I feel like Caleb might have to reach 4,000. He might, especially with the weapons he already has. So
yeah, there's no excuse not to. That's part of the pressure, like, right?
Yeah, like I feel like you got those weapons. We're gonna see. We should, like, and how everybody feels about him, including myself. So we definitely should see how that's gonna be. But you got Marvin Harrison, which I'm not mad at that take, and I got Caleb for Rookie of the Year. Now, who you got for Coach of the Year? I had 2 choices, and I finally narrowed it down to one. But who you got?
Well, after all this Steelers glazing tonight, I kind of want to say Mike Tomlin. But no. Honestly, before all of that, I do think I like Sean McVay for the Rams. God, now that I say it out loud, though, can I change my answer? I almost want to say Matt LaFleur.
That's what my pick is.
I don't know. Saying it out loud, it's like Sean McVay. I don't know, man. I mean, the team's getting the hype.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll impress me if they're able to do what they do without the defensive presence that they have, because it's like they don't have Aaron Donald. They're missing some guys on defense now. And it's just if they're able to, maybe get out of the first round or something, and it's like, maybe Sean McVay gets it. But ultimately, Matt LaFleur, I mean, did he win it? Who won it last year? Coach of the Year.
Damn, did Matt LaFleur win that? Or DeMeco
Ryans had to have. It had to have been DeMeco, yeah.
Was it DeMeco Ryans? Wait a minute. 2023.
Ooh, it might have been Stefanski from Cleveland.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because they had all the quarterback drama. Remember they went through like 4 or 5 quarterbacks?
It was him. I think it was him. Yes, it was him. But I'm going Matt LaFleur, especially since like he's getting so much love everywhere the Packers are, to the point like if they live up to what everybody I feel like he's just gonna, how the NFL for real, when it comes to these awards, there's so much politics involved. And I feel like
the damn truth,
I feel like the media in the league is showing you like we feel like the Packers are going to be one of those teams. And I feel like if they are, Jordan Love can fuck around, win MVP, and Matt LaFleur can definitely win Coach of the Year. Like Jordan Love is not my MVP, but Matt LaFleur is definitely my Coach of the Year. I almost want to pick Flus, but I feel like that's such a homer pick for real. Like picking Flus. But if they do fuck around, I do think the Bears will get that 7th, the last wild card spot. I do think if they fuck around and get it, I think he will get some votes though.
You know what I think could also get it for Flus is depending on what the defense looks like. You've got everyone expecting the Bears offense to take that next leap already. Yeah. I think it's a matter of what we've heard. Oh, this Bears defense looks legit coming out of camp. Do they actually become that top 10 defense the whole year? And is that the reason they're bailing out a rookie for maybe not throwing a perfect, game at quarterback every week?
Because he's going to need them. He's going to need them.
Yes. Yeah. So
CJ Stroud don't do what he's able to do if that defense in the Texans is not good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not able to do that there. But I'm all in on Matt LaFleur getting, because I just see the writing on the wall there. Like I feel like he's just a shoe in. I mean, who's a dark horse out there to win Coach of the Year? I mean,
that's kind of what I was going for. That's why I went with McVay. I thought he might be kind of in the mix.
Yeah, like you got McVay. I do like that. Tomlin has never won Coach of the Year.
I'm sorry, what?
Fact check me, please. I don't think Mike Tomlin has ever won Coach of the Year, bro.
What?
Let's see. Has Mike Tomlin? If you find it, let me know.
He's never won it.
Yes, he's never won Coach of the Year, bro.
Oh my God, that feels wrong. That feels wrong.
It does. I don't know if he's ever even had second place or anything like that.
Now I want to go back every year and see who won it to see why they got it over him.
Yeah, like he's never won, bro. Never won. Ain't that insane? That's insane. Crazy. Yes. Yeah. So we got Matt LaFleur. So your MVP, who you got?
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I put someone on here just kind of similar to the Caleb situation, right? With like, is it a boring pick to pick Patrick Mahomes for MVP? Of course it is. He's supposed to win it. They're supposed to do all this stuff. They're just that good. Patrick Mahomes is just that good. However, I think if anybody's going to do it, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, I think Josh Allen leading the Bills to a division title could certainly land him an MVP.
I love that
because he has not been acclimated, or he has not been given the accolades that he deserves throughout his career. How he hasn't won MVP yet is beyond me. I thought maybe 2 years ago he would have warranted that, but I think Mahomes took it from him, if I remember correctly.
Did. Yeah, Mahomes did take it from him.
You know, I saw. Do you know Kyle Brandt on Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched him on Good Morning America. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. He had a whole segment today talking about his MVP pick being Josh Allen, and he kind of was like, you know, quoting Thanos. Well, fine, I'll just do it myself. You know, and it's like, you know what, man? If anyone's gonna do it, yeah,
I like that pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that pick a lot, though.
They still Dalton Kincaid, very solid weapon on offense. James Cook, very solid weapon on offense. Keon Coleman could be a big X factor for them. Stephon Diggs, too. Yeah. You know, we'll see.
No, for sure. And I have seen people like really throw dirt on the Bills too. So I really like that pick because if you just, like I said earlier, if you pay attention to how the Bills played at the end of the season, it wasn't real big like Josh Allen beat Superman and we're just gonna keep throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs. It wasn't like that. They was like already like low key like phasing him out. You know what I'm saying? Like towards the end of the season. So them losing him, they like already been preparing themselves not to have him. So I like that pick. I'm gonna go Mahomes, but I do like Josh Allen as like for real. Like
who would be your MVP pick without Mahomes, for the sake of argument?
A great season, Jalen Hurts.
I'd like to see it.
If they have like one of them seasons, I can see Jalen Hurts getting that. I'd like to see that. Yeah. I like to see Jalen Hurts have a bounce back season because they've been getting killed and people just throwing dirt on the Eagles is just
I think it's been more of a Sirianni issue than a Jalen Hurts issue.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Play calling and shit like that. So we'll see. Man, we're not gonna go through like every seeding of the playoffs, but man, just give me your Super Bowl. I love it. You already told me the Chiefs is gonna read three-peat, so I just need to know who the other team is.
Yeah, who's knock on Destiny's door is gonna be just shut the fuck down.
You're right.
I'm gonna go the Lions. Sorry, Lions fans.
I've seen that a lot.
I think the Lions, they go to the Super Bowl last year if Dan Campbell's not a jackass.
Yes.
If Dan Campbell, I get it. Oh, we live and die by what we've done. No, you don't. You live and die by that decision right there. And that decision, it cost you a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It really did. I understand, we don't trust our defense as much, but it's like, you should. And now this year, I think they won't make that same mistake because their defense is going to be better. Yeah, I really think the Lions probably should have gone to this. We should have gotten this matchup last year.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and they're going to get smoked. I think the Chiefs can literally – I think that they will look great. The Chiefs' biggest weakness right now is their defense. Losing L'Jarius Sneed to, having him go over to the Titans, that sucks.
Yes.
But guess what? Your offense is going to be far too good, and it's a hiccup, but you still have McDuffie. You still have I think Brian Cook over there was solid at safety.
You still got your coordinator who going to have them boys in the right spot.
Exactly. So, ultimately, I can't help but feel like the Chiefs are just going to dominate whoever they face, and I think it's going to be the Lions. How about you?
Man, listen. Look, I'm a big Tom Brady guy, and you can't bet against him until you just see them lose. Last time we saw Mahomes really lose, who he lose to?
The GOAT himself. Yeah.
Fucking Brady. That's it. You lose to the greatest quarterback ever. That's it. And I say all that to say, I got Chiefs, Packers in the Super Bowl.
That was another pick of mine that I contemplated because, yeah, they're going to be good this year. And I
got Chiefs, Packers in the Super Bowl. I got Chiefs three-peating for sure. But I got Chiefs, Packers in the Super Bowl. Now, I think the Eagles and Niners are better than the Packers, but I feel like that LaFleur and Jordan Love combination is going to be deadly. And I feel like the Packers defense is going to be better than what people think they are going to be. I really do think so. That sucks being a Bears fan. I got to see these dudes twice, but I think it's going to be, I really do believe it's going to be Chiefs, Packers in the Super Bowl. And I go one further, man. I think Mahomes is going to win another Super Bowl MVP.
You know what? I'll say two things here about your prediction. One, maybe it's a good thing that we're kind of holding the Packers to this high standard. So if they don't deliver, we can be like, oh, well, what happened to this amazing team here that's supposed to go all the way? What happened to these bums? That's one. Two, let's say they are that good and they do make it to the Super Bowl. Boy, will I be rooting for the Chiefs to hang 50 on them.
I swear to God.
Oh, my God.
I swear to you. Let me tell you something. I will be rooting for them to just drop so many bombs on them. Like, seriously, I want them to just run it up. Yeah. I would love that.
Packers loss in the playoffs has been our Super Bowl the last 15 years.
Yeah, seriously.
So, I mean...
Like, seeing them beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl, it just sucked seeing the Packers win that Super Bowl. And then, like, this season, though, it sucks that I'm picking them to win, not win it, but picking them to get to the Super Bowl. But if they did win, it would be like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, like...
That would actually scare me. If they're the ones that dethrone the Chiefs, I will be fucking petrified because that maybe Caleb isn't enough then. If that's the case, and that would scare me.
And if they do be the ones, like anything can happen on a Sunday. Like anything could happen. That's the scary part for me even picking them. But I think they can make it, man. I like that combination of that quarterback and that coach. Like they're locked in. Like I don't know what's the relationship between Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. I don't know how far Kyle Shanahan actually trusts Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though overall, I feel like from top to bottom, they have the better rosters. I just like that quarterback-coach combination. It's needed. People act like you don't. Like, yeah, you need your quarterback, but you need that coach to go with that quarterback. And for them to be on the same page at all times, at least. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna butt heads, but they got to be on the same page. So that's why I got them going against the best combination in the league right now, Mahomes and Andy Reid, like 3 straight.
Yeah, and then you if you're opposing that with Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, that is a very compelling matchup for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, like the shit is gonna get drawn up. I do want to see that Super Bowl. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it sucks saying that being a Bears fan, but the football family would love to see that. But that's my Super Bowl. And you had Chiefs, Lions.
I think the Lions are the Niners from a couple of years ago. I think they're just gonna be so dominant everywhere. Maybe quarterback has a little bit more to be desired, but ultimately I think it's not gonna matter. And I think Dan Campbell just like I said, he was one play away from getting to a Super Bowl. We talk about the Packers being one play away from getting the NFC Championship. He was one play away from the Super Bowl. So it's like, seriously. I think it's going to be an NFC North team that goes to the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if it's the fucking Bears?
Oh my God!
No. I'm not going to go there. But no, yeah, it's definitely. I think it's going to be one of them.
Yes, no dead ass. I'm with you. Do you have a Super Bowl MVP? Mahomes. Yeah, I really don't like. That's the one thing about awards now in the NFL. Like MVP, like that's like just a quarterback award. Like I feel like they're never going to give it to a running back again. I feel like it's going to be you. Tyreek Hill had to go for 2,000. I feel like to actually get an MVP for that. But I feel like MVP is strictly quarterback now. It sucks. Yeah. I mean, and even in the Super Bowl, I feel like you have to go off as a defensive player to get it. I feel like who won it last year? Mahomes won it. The year before that, Mahomes won it, right?
Yeah.
Damn. So it's like, yeah. Then
and you could argue that Snead probably deserved it. I believe in that Super Bowl matchup against the Eagles.
Now I gotta go back and watch that game. Now I gotta go back and watch that shit because that shit good in the overtime. Because that game that Super Bowl was really good.
Yeah.
Like Niners Chiefs was really good. The last two Chiefs Eagles was good. Chiefs and Niners was really good as well. So I gotta go back and watch that game. But I do have Mahomes win the Super Bowl MVP once again, and then beating the Packers in the Super Bowl. I don't have a score. Man, I have a score of 35-21, 38-21.
38-21?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 41-12.
Anything that shit on the lines, I hear you, man. I hear you. Because they be talking crazy. But, all right, man. I'm glad y'all are still sticking with us. Everybody who's watching with us on YouTube and on Twitter. We are 2.5 hours in. We're about to wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
We're going to finish with our favorite team, the motherfucking Bears. Bears.
The Bears.
Let me stop. I don't want to wake nobody up in the house, but man, I love these Bears. Let me say real quick, man, like I'll be 38 this month, and I was looking at all the quarterbacks I had to live through. I'm just gonna go from I started high school in 2000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the quarterbacks I had to watch. I remember these quarterbacks. Kay McCown, Shane Matthews, Jim Miller. Who else we have? Chris Chandler, Henry Burris, Cordell Stewart, Rex Grossman, Craig Krenzel, Chad Hutchinson, Jonathan Quinn. That was an awful year. That's 2004. Kyle Orton, he was always fun. Brian Greasy. Who else we have here? Jay Cutler. By far, everybody has that one player that he always gonna just go down the hill for, and Jay Cutler is mine.
Yeah.
Like, I have been fortunate enough to meet Jay Cutler at when he used to do the Waddle and Sylvie show. I would meet him at those events. I would go there. He got so much. I get it, his face, but he was a cool dude. He really was. I do feel like he had interception issues for sure, but I feel like they traded for a guy and then never build nothing else, like no offensive line around. Like it goes twofold there. You know what I'm saying? I will say in 2013, that was like when they had him. I think it was when him, Brandon Marshall, Ashline Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett. That team was fine. I think they went like 7-1 until Cutler broke his thumb or some shit on an interception he was trying to do. But he's my favorite Bears quarterback ever, Jay Cutler. Had to sit through him, Todd Collins, Caleb Henney. I already said Josh McCown, I think. Josh McCown, Jason Campbell, Jimmy Clausen, Matt Barkley, Brian Hoyer, Mike Glennon, Mitchell Trubisky, Chase Daniel, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, and Justin Fields, and now Caleb fucking Williams. No, that's since 2000.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people had told me, "Oh, well, what makes you think it's going to be different now?" And it's like
I've seen bad.
Exactly, right? Like I don't know how it can get worse, genuinely. And it's like when you look at it, the Bears have never had a 101 pick like this.
No,
I know we traded up for Mitch, but he never did anything in college that warranted it. We always thought it should have been Deshaun Watson coming to the Bears, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you look at just the Bears it doesn't seem like they've ever made that obvious pick at quarterback, and Jay Cutler was probably the closest thing to that.
And that was a damn trade.
Yeah. And so it's like, man, I can't help but be excited. And did you see that last 5 minutes of Hard Knocks?
Oh my God. Listen, first of all, that was a great episode anyway, but that last 5 minutes, woo! I see why you text me this morning about that shit.
I'm like, I told Melissa, I'm like, hey, if the time comes up and it's right, I think we need to move to North Chicago, maybe somewhere in the suburbs, but just close enough to it, because I'm like, I fucking miss it so bad.
I really do think I've been going back and forth, man. I didn't want to get too hyped because Hard Knocks. I don't give a fuck what teams on Hard Knocks. Like you'll just be like, man, maybe that team could be good. Like, but
you root for them, absolutely.
Yeah, but like this team, just looking at Caleb is very comfortable, and I feel like when he says shit like he don't feel nervous or have no pressure, I really believe him. Like he has an air about himself where like he's confident. I feel like just seeing him, the throws he's making, the decisions. That's his thing. Progressions. He's doing progressions and just showing how he think in Hard Knocks. It's like, wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm really in on this team. Like, I think friends of my age, I was very close to being out on this team. Like, I was very close to being like, yo, I can't live and die with the Bears no more. Like, this is getting to be too much. I can't be this stressed out, you know what I'm saying, or this mad.
Yeah.
But I think this is the time. I think we got it right. I think we got it right with Ryan Poles. I think the jury is still out on Eberflus. On Flus, I think we got it right on Caleb Williams. I think just looking at how the stuff they was doing, I know you can paint a picture any way you want to when you're recording and then you editing, but I still think, of course, you're gonna force some things for production, but I still think it was genuine how they love each other in the meeting rooms, how they was doing like the songs with everybody was just the camaraderie is there. You can just see it how guys talk to each other, how they always hanging out with you. Matter of fact. For everybody who don't know, like I do work with the Chicago Fire. When I was there Saturday, I ended up running into DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, and Tremaine Edmonds. And they just, I say to say like they all flocked together. And this team just got put together. Like these are, you know what I'm saying? Like you can just tell they like each other. Like DJ Moore was doing something for the Chicago Fire. Like he was like the guy that night. So like Swift and Edmonds came out to support him. I love seeing shit like that. Like that shit matters when you got one goal to try to build something and win a championship. Like I love seeing shit like that. Like they're out and about. Like they ain't got to be out and about at a soccer game. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't got to be out there for that shit. So it's like seeing shit like that on top of Hard Knocks, seeing shit listen to press conferences, seeing the games and seeing like even like when I was still watching when the starters went out there. When the second strings went out, like just to see what they're like, man, you can just tell it's a difference from last year. And I get it, you did get better players, but that just happens when you're rebuilding. But I feel like this is the time. I'm here. Like I'm in there. Like look at this. I'm in this, man. I'm in there. Look at this shit, man. I look at my background, man.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I love Odunze. I love Odunze.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So, man, I'm excited. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I think the Bears can get the 7th spot, the wild card spot. And I think they can get 10 wins, man. I think 10 wins is okay to hit. I think they can go 10-7 and make that last spot. I really do. I know some people might think I think I did tweet it out. I think I had them at 11 wins when I did the tweet, but I think they can do 10. 11 can be a stretch. Because they got a hard stretch in some spots. Like you got to go to Detroit, then Santa Clara. Like that's crazy back-to-back road games.
Yeah.
And then you got to go, I think, Minnesota after that or some crazy shit. Like, but I think they can get 10. I really do. I'm really excited about this season. Like I'm really fucking excited about this season. We got a quarterback who can make throws.
And not just regular downfield throws, but man,
I'm talking about throws.
Creating so much.
I'm talking about he's throwing receivers open. He's throwing it away. He's gonna make mistakes because he's a rookie. He's gonna make mistakes because he's a gunslinger. Like Caleb Williams can go if his best years are 39-15, 40-15. Give me that. Take 15. As long as you hold down the tone down the fumbles. Like holding the ball loose, I can deal with that. 15 interceptions, I can deal with that, especially if you have 40, 35, 40, touchdowns. If he's only doing like that 20 and 15, we can't do that.
Absolutely not. No. A couple things with the Bears. I mean, one, going back to Rome Odunze, a lot of people were like, oh man, because Ryan Poles wanted to trade up for him, and it actually took, I think, Flus and a couple other people hey, let's not divert from the plan here. We'll just pray that he drops. And then he ended up dropping, and he was ecstatic. I love the right, no shit. The chemistry between Caleb and Rome that night and forward has been insane. Even a little bit before, they flew in together, or they drove in together, something like that.
Yeah.
And the people forget, in a draft class where Brian Thomas led the all of college football in touchdowns, and a draft class where there's Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr., you have Rome Odunze, who led college football in yards, period.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah.
With all this talent that's surrounding them. He could easily have gone wide receiver 1 or 2 in other draft classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that gets overlooked quite a bit. I've seen his, highest ceiling comp be Larry Fitzgerald. Because his hands are so good. He's smooth. Maybe not the fastest, but he's shifty, and he's going to be able to just make those tough catches, those contested catches. I think that just screams wide receiver 1. And you pair that with DJ Moore. I mean, the ceiling is just so high for this offense. And then it's like, I look at, you mentioned the preseason, right? Watching those backups play. And we went undefeated in the preseason. A lot of people look at it and say, oh, what's the preseason? Who cares? I saw a tweet that made me think differently. Who's to say that that doesn't mean you have more depth than these other teams? So when it comes down to the last third of the season, the last 6-7 games, and you're trying to make that playoff push, you know that you've got the depth on this team to keep winning against those tough division games. I think we start our first division game week 11, by the way.
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand that shit.
6 division games?
No, yeah, I don't understand that shit either. Like, why is it like that? What is that? Why is it so late in the season? Who we're playing? Our division. I don't get that either. I'm definitely.
I mean, I'll say this: my silver lining to that is those are going to be our most important games this year. At least Caleb's going to have half a season under his belt to try and prepare for those games.
Yes.
Real quick, I'm just going to do a quick run through of this schedule and what I think.
Ahead.
I posted this on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and I still stand pretty firm with it. I think the Bears ultimately go 9-8. I'm trying to. This is me having realistic, tempered expectations.
Absolutely.
I really believe they could go higher than this, but I think they get a win week 1 against Tennessee. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be a rough game. I think it's going to be a shootout. You've got a weak pass rush in the Bears against a strong offensive line in the Titans, but I think the Bears come away with a win at home. I think they lose 3 in a row to the Texans, the Colts, and the Rams. Those are all teams that I think it's going to be a slow start for, as far as the season's concerned. 2 of those games are on the road, and the 1 game at home is against Sean McVay's Rams. I think that it's going to be a little bit tough for us to navigate those games. I think we bounce back, though, get a win against Carolina. We take an L against the Jaguars. That game's in London, and I view that as a massive home field advantage for the Jaguars, who've done this for the last 3 or 4 years. I think we catch 3 wins in a row against some of the worst teams in football, being the Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots. Those should be easy wins. I do not care. Maybe the game against Washington can get dicey with Jaden Daniels. Green Bay Packers, I think we lose. I think we lose the home game against them. I think we win against the Vikings. I think we lose those back-to-back games against the Lions and the Niners. The Lions game is going to be I think that's a Thanksgiving game too.
Yes, the Lions game is Thanksgiving.
And I think we sweep the Vikings. I think we end up beating the Lions at home. I think we beat Seattle at home.
Yep.
And then I think we still lose to the Packers. I'm with you.
I think the Packers sweep us, this is what I think. I think we're gonna get swept by the Packers. I think we're gonna sweep the Vikings. And I think we're gonna split with the Lions.
That feels realistic.
Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think now. What do I want us to split with the Packers? Yes, I think. I don't know if this could be the year. I don't know, but I think. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not going to go out to win. I got to see it first. For me to pick it beforehand, I got to see you do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me. So maybe next year you have me saying we'll split with the Packers. You know what I'm saying? Or even sweeping. But right now, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you. You got them at 9. I got them at 10. I feel like I think where I probably get my 10 from is that I don't think we're gonna lose 3 straight with Houston, Colts, and the Rams. I think we're gonna find the Colts. I think we're gonna beat one of them teams. I don't think we're gonna beat the Texans on Sunday night. I think it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna lose that game though. I think we're gonna beat the Colts. Blues going back to his old team. I think we can pull that off. That Rams one is scary. I just don't know.
Yeah.
It is at home, but it's scary.
I'll say this about that Texans game. Let's say we do win week 1 against the Titans, and we're feeling pretty good. We won a game we're supposed to win. Let's say you do go and beat the Texans on a primetime game. All of a sudden, I think that changes the narrative for this team and the confidence for this team. If you can go out there and beat a team that is expected to, not only make the playoffs, but possibly have a deep run, I think it definitely changes your outlook for the rest of this season. And maybe some of those delusional Bears fans are right, and that we do get 13 wins this year.
That'd be insane. But I've been seeing media really are on the Bears. I'm seeing crazy ass Nick Wright got the Bears going to the Super Bowl and shit. I'm seeing a lot of people in the media really. And I know Hard Knocks has a lot to do with this, but a lot of people were high on Caleb Williams. Let's not. People are trying to downplay Caleb Williams for whatever reason, but people were high on Caleb. People were telling Bears for the longest it's time to move on from Justin Fields. So now that we moved on from him and Caleb is showing you yo, he might really do be the real deal, people are trying to downplay it. Let's not downplay this. He's legit. If you actually watch me on, he's legit, and it's going to be some growing pains, but I'm with you. If they go in we expect to win week 1, but we go down to Houston on NBC and win, going into week 3, it's going to be the hype is going to be so much to the roof. Chicago will not be. We are going to be insane if we win in Houston. Mm-hmm. I already know how the city is going to be. I know how talk radio is going to be here if we go start 2-0. Yeah, it's going to be insane. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I don't think we're going to beat the Texans, but of course I'm going to be rooting for it. I'm going to be rooting for it. And I'm with you on that little stretch of command after the bye. Commander, what a good time! Going to bye, you come back, you got Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots. Yeah, we should win all 3 of those.
Yeah, you have that bye week to get yourself right, and then
you have to win those.
Yeah,
you have to, because you go into Packers, Vikings, Lions, Niners. You cannot fuck up week 8, 9, and 10 with it being Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots.
And you know what, though? It's funny because we all lay out what our predictions are for the schedule, right? Who should beat who. Yeah. We know it's the NFL. We know that we're going to lose games that we shouldn't be losing. And
absolutely.
We know that
it evens out for sure.
Yeah. And we might beat some teams, too. We might beat the Niners at home.
You know what? You ain't lying. We fuck around, beat the Niners, and lose to the Commanders. That's just how the NFL really is.
Because the Niners probably view us as a trap game. Realistically, they feel like they should beat us.
Yes. And right. We're going in there. Yes, and we're gonna be in San Francisco, so it's man, who knows? But you at 9, me at 10, that's it's pretty much the same. It can go either way. I feel like that's a good season. We had 7 wins. That's another thing people don't realize. We had 7 wins. Yeah, last season. This roster looks nothing like it did last year. So I think we can. I think we can win 3 more games this year and improve to 10. I'm gonna ask you this. As we're wrapping up, I saw you mention DJ Moore. Do you think Keenan Allen is a rental?
Yeah, I don't think Keenan Allen is going to be here after this year. If he is, he's going to take a very team-friendly deal to just try and be a part of something. Yes. I think he serves as a better mentor and a better red zone guy. Yeah. Because I'm in 4 dynasty leagues like a fucking sicko.
You are insane. Yeah, you are insane. And I was like that too when I had no kids. I'm with you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That'll change down the line. But I have Romo Dunze in all of those dynasty leagues, and the way I've gone about it is I'm like, okay, listen, DJ Moore, he's the alpha. There's no question about that. However, everyone's talking about Keenan Allen as the 2 and, possibly even still a 1. And it's like, there was reports of him coming to the camp 30 pounds overweight. Or something like that.
I don't think he looked like that for real, though. I think that was just
yeah, I think that was a little bit exaggerated, but I think still he's going to be older. He has been injury prone in the past. I think you're better suited to have DJ Moore help you get down, or have Rome Odunze help you get down the field, and Keenan Allen will be your red zone guy. I think it's going to be more of a, okay, we're in the red zone. We know we need to score. We're going to have DJ on the field, Odunze on the field, and Keenan on the field with Cole Kmet. None of this. I like Gerald Everett. I love him as a depth move. I do. What's going to fucking frustrate me real quick is if we have 2 tight end sets coming out a ton. Like, I don't want to see a ton of that, Matt.
You don't want to see that shit?
Here and there, but don't get cute.
Yeah, no. If you want to mix it up, for sure. Now, I will say this. I don't think a lot of people know this about Keenan Allen, but I don't think he's going to get this many targets. So last year in 13 games, he had 150 targets. I don't know if he's going to get that many targets. He might, but I feel like Caleb and DJ really got a nice rapport as like one out of the vets. But Keenan Allen last year had 108 catches, 1,243 yards, and 7 TDs. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. And he missed how many games? 4? 5?
Yeah, 4 games.
Yeah. So,
I knew he was still putting up numbers, but I didn't know he got over 100 catches last year. I had no idea.
And I think a large part of that was Mike Williams not being in the picture too.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
like I said, I don't think he's going to get 150 targets. You know what I'm saying? You got Cole, you got running back, you got Swift who can catch the ball. That's another player we don't even really talk about. You got Swift catching the ball, and then you got Rome, and you got DJ and tight end. So it's like, I don't think he's going to get 150 targets. And let's see, man. Like, this is he's 31, and he could be just a rental. Who knows what he could actually be asking for? But I feel like if they have really good success, I feel like he might come back. But as of right now, I'm with you. He's a rental for sure. He's definitely.
Yeah, I think this year too, what his role is going to be. There's been a lot of talk. Are they going to have Odunze come out of the slot? Are they going to have Keenan Allen come out of the slot? I think if all 3 are on the field, I think Keenan Allen would best come out of the slot because his short and intermediate routes are probably second to none on that team.
Yeah, he's really good.
So I'd like to see, DJ Moore, wonderful downfield threat. Odunze, wonderful downfield threat. I think, we can mess around with Odunze in the slot if Keenan Allen's gone or injured.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like I'm with you. I feel like having Odunze and DJ Moore on the outside, let Keenan and Kmet tear up the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or to tear up the middle or go to the outside a little bit. You got Swift who can go to the outside. You can have him catch balls up the middle, anything. So I'm with you on that. I like having Keenan Allen. You can have Keenan Allen on the outside sometimes for sure. He can still go get the ball, but I feel like having him in the slot. I think all 3 of them can play in the slot, to be honest.
Yeah, they could.
But if all 3 of them on the field at the same time, I'll give me Keenan Allen in the slot for sure. I'm definitely with you.
I also love Cole Kmet's availability out of play action too.
Yes.
I think we're going to see a lot of Caleb rolling to the right and finding Cole Kmet for a first down. We're going to see that a lot this year.
And I will say I was not high on Cole Kmet, and he has definitely grown on me. He has grown on me as being a top tight end in his league for sure to me, and I think he's going to show even more this season. So I really like. I'm high on the bear. I'm all in. I am here.
Cole Kmet reminds me of Dallas Goedert years ago.
I like that.
Maybe he's not the most sexy tight end of the league, but definitely more than serviceable.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. I'm with you on that, man. We literally at 3 hours and 2.
We had a whole pay-per-view, Jay. Oh my
god! Well, and I'm. It's 82 of y'all still watching here, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all pretty much being here the whole 3 hours. I knew it was gonna be a long one. I prepared myself for this. Had me some coffee. I knew this was gonna be like this. I've been up all day. I'm sure you have. So I'm like, I appreciate you for this, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. You're gonna see us more. Like I said before at the beginning of the show, We got a Bears Weekly show we're gonna be doing starting next week. That's gonna be coming every week. I don't know. We're gonna still talk, man. You're gonna see Bergen on this show all the time, not just Bears Weekly for sure. So, man, you're gonna find this. We're gonna be dropping tomorrow at 9:00 on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop everything. Uncommon Commentators podcast is on YouTube. Stay and Create Media Network on YouTube is gonna be there. It's gonna drop on Apple. It's gonna drop on Spotify. If you're listening anywhere else on for your podcast, I mean, I'm surprised. Outside of Spotify, Apple, everywhere. We're gonna drop everywhere. Just gonna drop tomorrow morning. I'm excited for football. I know my man says David is excited for football. I know the rest of y'all excited. It's an exciting time of the year. Man, do you watch like college still? Are you really big into college?
So the last 2 years, I've finally gotten into watching more highlights when trying to find plays. Admittedly, for fantasy football, I want to find those next good rookies.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
So I was kind of a highlight fiend, and then college football, the video game came out a couple months ago.
Yes.
I've been falling in love with the whole process. So this is the first year I'm really diving into college football. Me and my fiance just went to a Wisconsin Badgers game last Friday night.
That's what's up, man. Can't random.
3 rows from the field. So they're playing Western Michigan. It's whatever.
Yeah, who cares? College football, man. Yeah. Yes, man. That's
very
dope.
good vibes for sure.
That's dope. I'm glad to hear that, man. Like I love everything football, man. I go to games all the time. High school. My nephew, before we get out, my nephew, he plays for Lincoln Way East. They're number 2 in the state. They got 7 D1 players. He just committed to Drake as a cornerback. Like they just Friday they played Maine South, 20th ranked team in the state, dominated them. It was like 48-21. Like it was just, I love football. So I'm glad everything is back, man. I'm glad. Like, once again, I'm glad you're here doing this shit with me, man. I knew I was going to enjoy talking football with you. I knew this was going to be an awesome episode. Like I said, man, this is going to drop tomorrow morning. If you did miss this live, it's going to drop tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Time everywhere on YouTube and all streaming the platforms. Man, I'm Jay. That's David, man. You got anything to get up out of here?
I think the Chiefs win tomorrow night.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, I got Chiefs win tomorrow night too.
Yeah, I don't think they lose the opener back-to-back years.
No, I don't think so.
At home, nonetheless.
At home, I got them. I got them winning tomorrow night too. Other than that, man, we out, man. Peace.
Definitely. Thank you.